Okay, we're gonna get ready to get started. We kind of forgot to run our little intro, but screw the intro. Let's go right to the business. Hello, how you doing, Leo?
Good. I would have waited, Michelle.
That's good. I'm glad you're okay. Where is that? Camera key. I keep scrolling the sucker off the screen and I can't find it. There it is. Bingo. Alright, so good morning, everybody. I'm trying to get everything organized, and it was a slight question about which one was the actual stream on. So that was the right one. So let me send this invite out to, not the invite, but let me send a message out to Krista, let her know we're live. I don't know if she knows we're live yet, so anyway.
I know she was in the Discord, so I know she was.
So how you doing today?
Good.
That's good.
I'm having a little tummy trouble, but other than that, I'm good.
So Andrew will be with us a little later on. So for those of you who wondered to know, we are not going to have a lot of people on the live panels that much, because there is differing opinion of who likes who, and that's all I'm going to say. And there's no consistency about who likes who. But I don't know. It's up to everybody here. I'm just glad to see everybody coming on here and for watching us so far. Welcome back to the show. And are we gonna play World of Warcraft tonight? Well, from what Skynet told me, he said that his work shift is on Mondays and I think Wednesday or Mondays and Thursdays. I think he said that he works those days. So, and night. So we'll have to see what happens. If there's gonna be World of Warcraft gameplay tonight, there might be. That's all I'll say. If not, we'll play something else. We'll play some American Truck Simulator with my practice account, although now that I lost $12,000 because I had to cancel a job because of the fact that I got stuck in a traffic jam, which was my own inducement, and it basically resulted in I couldn't even pull in the Wilbert no matter how hard I tried, because I had like a 10-car accident because I got a road rage. I decided to basically squash every car.
Are you going to wear your trucker's hat when you play?
Probably. Yeah. Oh, this is the hat.
That's going to be funny.
This is the hat she's talking about here. So those of you who don't know, JB Hunt, I believe, is a driving school. So this is a truck driver school hat. Obviously, I have to take my headphones off. Hold on a minute. I need to adjust a headband. Wait. Yeah, it's a little bit much. Okay, so anyway, this is the hat. Right here. What the headphone has. No, I don't have anxiety right now. Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, so no, I don't have anxiety today. I ended up watching a video where Kasagi Electric was designing an output transformerless audio amplifier using a couple 12B4 tubes triodes at 48 volts, and the output is pretty impressive. Seriously, it had a lot of potential. Good. He said, of course, in the actual amplifier, he said, if I ever, these tubes run hot, even at 48 volts. His favorite thing that he made was all vacuum tube design based on the Motorola's 14,000 CPU. So it is, it can do about 50 instructions per second as fast as it could go. Really interesting. But since everybody's in audio, I thought I would put that article in my news and video section about the OTL amplifier on Discord so you can watch it. Also, it turns out that crackers and hackers are using Discord for nefarious purposes. The ability to send people emails and information directly to your account. Some hackers and crackers have used it to send malware into your computer when you click on it. If you get an email from somebody on any site, it doesn't matter where it is, and it's not from somebody you know, do not open it on your computer without seriously providing a way you cannot actually execute the code. Okay, so in other words, one way to do that is to just use the simple text editor. But even then, if you know anything about from the days of the PC when they were using ANSI graphics, you could still basically find some pretty unwelcome animations on your computer screen. So that's something the actual I used that was a checker. Actually, I'm thinking about getting a Kenworth or Peterbilt hat myself. I don't really like the Mack hats. I don't like Mack trucks. I had a chance to see a real Mack truck driving on the road, and even his motor was loud, and I'm watching a real truck driving or idling on the road. And Mack engines are loud. I don't know why. The Kenworth and the Peterbilts and the Freightliners I've seen in real life, they seem to have a quieter experience. So now, Andrew will be with us about 10:30 this morning because he's taking care of things at work, and he'll probably be on in about 20 minutes. Krista's going to be helping me try to touch up the house on Wednesday of this week. And yesterday, me and Ed put 2 Instacart orders in from 2 different food stamp accounts to totally pack the refrigerator. Oh, and by the way, just a reminder for the people in the emergency pandemic program, this applies to the remaining 15 states. They're still giving pandemic relief. April 15th is the last day of emergency pandemic food stamps, unless the United States Department of Agriculture authorizes more of the emergency pandemic food stamps. So it will probably go back to your normal allotment of whatever it was before the emergency pandemic was issued. In my case, it'll be $199. So
is that
everybody,
all states, Michelle? All states or just your state?
What's that?
Is that in all states or just your state?
All the remaining states that are still offering emergency pandemic release. In fact, I'm surprised that the state of Connecticut asked for more permission to send it all the way up until April 15th. So I thought originally they were going to stop in December, but I guess they decided to extend as long as it could. So the United States Department of Agriculture. But now it takes another declaration by the President of the United States to continue to issue food stamps. As far as stimulus checks going, don't count on anything. Sorry. I'm right now until it's signed, until there's a definitive absolute bill that has passed the House and the Senate. There's no clear idea if there's going to be a pandemic food benefit or stimulus check, or whatever you want to call it. They are totally not giving a damn about Americans. Okay? They realize for many of them, it's the midterms coming up. A lot of them are going to be finding themselves on the other side of the door very quickly. Democrats were aware that they have basically screwed the pooch in their chances of winning again in 2022 and 2024. Biden's deteriorating public support is, even among his own party, is totally destroying his chances of winning again. I mean, he's totally shot his chance to hell. President Trump is going to be having a rally coming up soon. I believe it was supposed to be at 11 o'clock today. I might be wrong on the day. I do have a reminder set on my phone. So that will be fun to watch a rerun of it, because by the time I get to see it in person, it'll be after the show is over. And I really want to hear what he's got to say about what's going on. Got part of him in a news as a presser. He did a presser, and he talked about what was going on about a month ago. And I really missed the way he's so focused and the way he's so clear and concise about the things that are wrong with the system. Unlike Joe Biden stumbling around in the pressers and not answering questions from reporters, Donald Trump took the questions head on, and he dealt with them head on. Quite a difference. And that makes me feel better, knowing that we had a president that does have full competent and that knows how full control of his faculties. Oh no, free stimulus for us. I'm happy with the extra they're giving us on my EBT card here in New York. Yes, that's going to expire on April 15th, unfortunately, unless the USDA secretary authorizes more of them. And which would require another declaration, executive order from Joe biding his time. Yeah, I do think Trump will be elected, but like Ed said, well, what about the other Republican candidates? I said right now Trump is in the lead for support. Now, because he's in the lead, and since he didn't run for have two consecutive terms, he can actually run in 2024 and 2028. And he can run both times. Okay? And then he could take, a 4-year break, and then he could run again for 2 more terms. But the problem is who's going to be there during the interim? Hopefully it's a Republican that knows her ass from a hole in the ground. Because what we need to do is Joe Biden's so-called Build Back Better program was a giant fiasco. It is not going to help people at all. EBT being dropped from many locations in New York City. Why? Do you know why?
I'm finding some people here aren't taking it either, Michelle.
Oh, really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
There must be some reason why.
Well, maybe it's not money. I mean, maybe it's more of a write-off for the store.
I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works. I mean, from what I understand is the government is not paying the stores in timely manner. Maybe that's what it is. Basically, they're giving you a promissory note. They're giving you credits. Okay?
If they're paying at all.
And then maybe the store gets paid from all the credits that people have run up on the store. Perhaps just like Medicare, maybe the stores are not getting paid in a timely fashion because the costs are going up. and they don't want to take any more promissory notes. They want to see actual dead presidents in their pockets. Oh, maybe you know what they do, but the point is this is, we all know, as I said before, the EBT snap situation is in some ways is not a solution to the problem. Okay, in some cases it is. All right, what people need is they need cash to pay their bills, cash to pay for the higher expenses. But when it comes to that, you can forget it, because the government is too dysfunctional to even get anything together. So let's pull a couple readings out on that. Let's start with today's oracle card. I liked what the one person did by spraying the card on the table, but because of space, I can't really do that. Let me just do it the best I can. This is something one oracle reader did. I want to see if I can try this idea here. Let's get my camera up here. Where is my stupid camera? Oh, there it is. Alright, so what I've done here is I have spread the cards out like this. This is what one person did. And I'll just grab one or two. Ideally one, please, not 14 of them. I'm kind of a bit of an awkward mess with a small table like this. So, there we go. Today's card is Kali, Endings and Beginnings. Number 17, Kali, Endings and Beginnings. Now, Kali is a Indian goddess of, sometimes known as the world destroyer. She is a very, very interesting card, Endings and Beginnings, because of what she represents. Now, when things come to an end, new things happen. It's kind of like the expression there, when one door opens, another door after another door closes. So, I think this is related to beginnings and endings. What is ending, i.e., the emergency pandemic? What is beginning, i.e., new life, new hope, new future? At least we hope so. But anyway, let's pull up her reading here. And let's see, Kate. Oh, one before this one. Her reading is as follows. You are eternal sacred being whose attachment to people, things, and events are ephemeral and constantly shifting. Take responsibility and let go of bad habits that keep you from achieving balance and harmony. There may be something or someone you need to release to make room for what will truly help you on your path. Ego sometimes holds on to people, behavior, and change is unbeknownst to us, obstructing our growth. Whether it is our role to be a perpetrator or a victim, the guilty or the innocent one, the falsely accused, the scoundrel or saint, we are all meant to flow in peace and love, bring an end to those things that no longer serve you. Do not fear the dark, as it holds the secret for release into freedom and greater knowledge. There is no bigger force than a mother protecting her child. You will be given the strength to let go, to transcend, to open a new chapter. Yeah, that is related to what we're saying is the pandemic thing, EBT snap, is coming to an end, but it doesn't mean that everything is gonna be all bad, okay? I mean, some ways, some parents and some children might actually start losing weight because they're going to be focusing on getting out there, out of their house, out of their sheltered situation. Now, I know with my knee injury, it's hard to do as much as I used to, but I'm still trying to stay active. Alright, so let's get to today's reading. Mother Asna, Father Yahweh, Angel, Spirit Guides. What is in store in general for the people of April 2022? What is in store for April, or for people in April of 2022? 3 card spread, no reversals, no wild cards. Okay, there we go. Very simple.
Whammy.
3 card reading. Let's go for it. First card, we got the Sun card.
About today? Just a daily reading?
We got the Sun card. We got the Knight of Wands. Ooh. Okay. And the last card is the Page of Swords. Alright, so now, since I'm not quite familiar with those cards, I'm going to need a book for some of the Sun card. I do remember. Which is number 19. It's a good card, I know that for a fact. 19. Enlightenment, vitality, contentment, success, vivacity, and lucidity. That's a good start. The Knight of Wands. The only ones I get a little bit cautious with is when I start seeing the Swords cards, but that's only because some of them seem to be bad cards. Overall, he is shown as if upon a journey, departure, fleet, action, change. So things are going to change. Okay, we know that. And the last one, we have the Page of Swords. Now, we all know the swords are sharp and pointy, and usually the Page of Swords is certainly not no exception. They come with a young man who thrives on physical challenges, vigilance, and agility. Okay. So, there are going to be challenges, and you need to be willing to accept those challenges in your life, because they're essential. But let's throw one more card out just to see what the outcome is going to be. I got a feeling there's a little more to it than that. Yes, we got the King of Pentacles. So, we pull up the King of Pentacles. Sorry for reading this, I haven't done these in a while. So, the King of Pentacles is... The King is a logical, methodological, responsible, and solid prosperity, intelligence, business, aptitude, mathematics, and scientific attainments. Yeah, I see we're going to be going through changes, but through our knowledge, through perseverance, and due diligence, we should be fine. I don't see any major blow up. Don't forget that is a general reading. It doesn't necessarily apply to every single person in the world, but I'm going to individually sort these cards out.
Oh, jeez. So, Michelle, was there something you wanted to talk about today or no?
Well, yeah, since I mentioned about the food stamp situation, how do you feel about the fact that the emergency pandemic program is coming to an end?
I mean, if it ends, it ends. I made it before it, so I'll be fine after. I buy extra stuff, so, yeah. I mean, it won't affect me that much.
Do you think people are finally going to start getting back out and start working on their long-needed weight loss program?
I don't know. I was going to ask you that because you were saying, I guess, because kids and everything, everybody's so used to being shut in.
Right.
I don't know if, I think it's going to be hard for them to get back to doing it. I think they're really going to have to make an effort to do it. Because, I mean, if you think about it, everybody could have still went outside. It was only just a little bit of time, but you just had to wear a mask. So the people that never went out, I don't think they're going to go out. I don't think it's going to change
right now,
much.
The only 2 people in panel today officially are going to be Andrew and Leo.
And that has nothing to do with me, guys. Nothing.
It just turns out that people in the public have said that they don't really do too well with some of the other people that we've had on the panel. That's the 1,121 subs. I don't know what Tiger Kitty is done to offend some people, but some people have said that they don't really like Tiger Kitty being on panel. Others have said they don't necessarily like Noodles on panel. I don't know. It's like,
And it's a trial and error thing, Michelle. You know, try it for a little while, see if it works. If it doesn't work, then try something else.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you got nothing going on, open a public panel. You know, if nobody's around, open a public.
Well,
If
obviously.
people are around that don't
All right,
fight,
Andrew's
then
here now. Let's get him on here.
oh,
Good morning, Andrew. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks, Michelle. How you doing? Hello.
Hey, Andrew.
I'm doing all right.
How you doing, Leah?
We were just pointing out that on April 15th, 2022, the emergency pandemic declaration will be over unless the Secretary of the United States Department of Agriculture and the President sign another emergency declaration to continue the emergency pandemic and food stamps. I think, in the sense that when it comes to an end, I think it's going to be a good thing, because I think to us emotionally, it's going to be a way that people know is, okay, it's good enough to start getting about your daily business. Also, several employees that were furloughed because of the vaccine status have been returning to work.
I think it's going to just take time, Michelle. It's one of these things that it's...
Yeah.
And all that money is going to have to be eventually paid back as well, so that's going to be quite hard on the regular Joe type of thing, as well.
Yuri says...
Andrew, do you guys get, like, food stamps in your country?
We do, but they're called something different. But it's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
I didn't send you ears, but obviously, seriously though, I'm saying to Dimitri, if he didn't get his shop back in shape, or if his shop is trash, he's gonna probably need some of the ears to actually redesign the molds from scratch. And I mean, that is gonna be heartbreaking for him to have to totally redesign his ears from scratch. But maybe he might have to, depending on what his shop looks like.
I have a question, Michelle. Do you know how you get food stamps and things like that, right? Can you save like tons of them up and then use them in one go, or do you have to use them within a specific time?
That's a good question, because at one point, I fell behind in spending them all, and they didn't take them away, so we did use them over the prior preceding months.
Okay.
But then we got so much of them that we didn't know what to do with them all. So we basically just started using them by junk food, which was bad, because everybody was afraid if you don't use them, you lose them, and you didn't.
Right.
Absolutely. So people kind of started to do the same thing. I think that giving everybody an additional $99 of food stamps, in one sense, was essential because of the high prices in the store. But at the same time, that's only a temporary solution. Yeah, people need...
Yeah, and the thing is Michelle, prices obviously even now are starting to rise and rise and rise, and they're only going to get higher. So... what do the government do? I mean, there's only so much money surely out there that can be...
Right. Well, you listen to It's Jimmy. He says, well, it's just borrowing on the debt, so don't worry about it. Just keep charging on the debt of the federal government. I think that's kind of irresponsible thinking. That's like, oh, well, it's all right. I got a $1,200 credit limit. Let's go out there and let's blow it out. And then keep asking for credit line increases. That's kind of what the government does on a larger level. And that's not really a way to solve a budget problem. You still got the big elephant in the room, and it's still basically saying, now it wants more out of your payments each month. And then you're like, what happens when you can't pay anymore? DVR, we have to listen to this freak jobber now. We have to listen to this freak on her panel. What? does that mean? What does that mean? We cover.
I don't know.
No idea.
They're calling me or Andrew a freak.
It's
But
alright.
you know what's
I'm quite cool with that.
you know what I think will happen, Michelle? Because there are so many places that are looking for people to work, and when they start cutting off these extra benefits, I think people will start working more.
Right.
Either because you have to buy food, you need money, so it may boost the economy back.
Right. Exactly.
In a good.
I think so too.
Yeah, because the more people that work, the economy improves. That's always been the case.
Yeah, and if they start taking away all this free stuff, and people are going to have to get it somehow, so they'll go back to work.
Well, what Chris is saying about the inflation and the boost helped to compensate for the inflation, that's very true. But unfortunately, I think what people really need to do is like my friend Lana Fredericks used to say, they need to go out and wiggle more. They need to actually physically do more. To actually burn off all those extra ding-dongs they've been eating, because some people unstressed just eat junk food like there's no tomorrow, and that's the reality. So yeah, I think people go back to work, because like I said, remember when they were giving us all the unemployment boost, right? What was it, $200 a week, $400 a week? Some people just didn't even bother to try go looking for jobs, because at the time there wasn't any, because everybody was closed down. But some of the people didn't even bother to pay the rents on their apartments, even make payment arrangements with the landlord. And I'm talking about those that had the ability to pay. They just simply got selfish and started hoarding their money. Now, for you, I say I have no empathy that you're ending up homeless, because you're the ones who knew your rent has got to be paid. You chose not to. Saying, "Oh, you can't kick me out, landlord, because we have the eviction moratorium at the time." And that's not what it was for. But there always will be somebody out there who'll misuse something.
For the most part, Michelle, I agree with that 100%. But there's always going to be people that are going to go down that route and just say, "Oh, I'm going to blow this check because I've got it now." And most of us never been in a pandemic type of situation,
Right.
So people are not, should I say the word scared? Yeah, I think to a degree some people were, and thinking it would never end. You never hear about the thing now in this country.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like over there, but I don't think I think it's probably more still spoken about, but you never even hear about it in the news here now. It's like it's almost forgotten.
Well, like Krista pointed out to me too. By the way, you're not considered homeless if you're sleeping on somebody's couch in the state of Connecticut.
Oh, really?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's totally strange. Or if you're living in a place, even if it's a tent in the woods, you're not declared homeless in the state of Connecticut rules. And then I guess it brings the question then, what is homeless? Homeless is people who are migrants or basically vagabonds that don't have no tent, have nothing but their feet, and that's it. And they sleep every other place. But if you say you have a tent in the woods, you're not considered homeless in the state of Connecticut.
Maybe a lot of that is down to the fact that sometimes people would actually literally call that their homes, and that's been a thing. They could live in vans and they could live in tents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they call that their homes. I suppose it's totally different if you're living in some sort of like under a bridge or something.
Krista says, "Well, what if there are people who are physically unable to go to work and are on food stamps? It's not their fault that the inflation food is really high, and they still need to eat. It's not their fault." I agree, Krista. Yeah. I agree.
That's fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But even those people can still do something to become self-sufficient. Take a look at what I'm doing with YouTube, for example. You're not seeing me going, alms for the poor, alms for the poor. At least not that much anymore. Sometimes you still hear me say it, but really not that much. The truth is that even people like me can still, in some way, still make still make change. We still make money. YouTube is one of the ways we can do that. Twitch is another way. Um, Work from home jobs are still a thing now. People are still working from home. But a lot of them have pointed out during the Great Resignation is that they kind of regretted it because they missed their social environment with their friends, the coworkers, the daily routine they had with their friends they worked with in the office. And that's a really valid point. Again, there's a social aspect that we have lost during this time. And now people are starting to say is, let's come back together. Let's go through the club and go to the virtual water cooler and talk and get together again. Because people now, for example, are working in different places. And so maybe they can find a common time in the day to talk. This is kind of what the drama community is kind of doing the same thing. They're doing the virtual water cooler. Because what else are they going to do? In some cases, people live hundreds of miles away from each other. Billy Cracker says, "Can you stream the Trump rally here? Unless when we watch you, I can't stream on two different sites at once, on two different audio sources at once. I'd love to, but I can't.
I think Joe Biden got into a little bit of trouble the other day.
Let's see if I can find you.
He was talking about regime change in Russia, and then he was asked outside by a group of reporters saying, "Did you call for regime change?" And he was like, "No, no, no, no." No, it was like, wow, okay. And it's strange. He's a strange guy. It's like sometimes he can sound so not quite with it.
But you're talking about our president, Andrew?
Yeah,
Biden?
sorry.
He's a freaking moron.
I know he is. But then suddenly he can come out with he can be quite forceful as well. And it's like, okay, he's maybe just at a stage of some sort of mental.
They didn't have him under control that day. He slipped up a little bit.
Yeah.
The batteries for the remote controller dying. Yeah.
Right now, I'm trying to find that. I'm trying to find out when that stream is gonna be.
I think he also said. I think Stan might have told us this. I don't remember, but he also announced that we were sending troops over into Russia. And they were someone that said that he wasn't supposed to say anything about that, because if the minute we go in there, that's going to set off, a lot more trouble for everybody. So I mean, he's a freaking moron.
Don't forget that he
Why did
also.
You guys vote him in?
I didn't vote for him.
Biden also had the nerve to say that we gotta take Putin out and of power, and I think that was a bad mistake too. Because here he is, he's saying is we need to take him out of power. I don't see Trump rally will be starting upcoming in. Let's see, when is this gonna start? This says here. Oh, now it's going to start in 5 days on April 2nd. Okay, so I made a mistake. It's not today. But I will, depending on what it's covering, it's probably 12 noon. We're usually done here at 12 noon. So that's going to be good. We're going to be able to catch it live on April 2nd at 10 p.m. at night.
Oh, is this the Trump
April
rally?
2nd at 10 p.m. at night. Alright, so let's see. Do I have a reminder? Yes, I do.
Wait, what are they rallying for? Do they want Trump back as president?
Yeah, he's running for president. Live in Washington, Michigan. TWP, Michigan. So I thought he already had a rally, but he had a news coverage.
See, I never really I think we discussed it before with the age issue, and it's strange. I looked back at some of Biden's 70s interviews the other day, and you know something, he actually seemed quite intelligent and quite okay, but then suddenly he's just like,
You're talking
he's
about
like this.
Biden again?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, I was reading the chat. Well, you know what's funny? Forever Consciousness sent like this picture of like 4 different Bidens, and each Biden looks different. So he's like, this is like our 4th Biden that they had in there.
Yeah.
So
Oh
that's
God.
why it's probably why he was one way in the beginning, and because I'm not joking you, I mean, he's right. These pictures are nothing alike.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I wonder how many
It makes you,
Vladimir Putins there are.
but it makes you wonder like who's really calling the shots. You know.
Oh,
Like, so,
we know who, the 1%, the rich of the rich.
absolutely. Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
That's who calls the shots here.
Hmm.
I mean, you'd have to be stupid not to believe that.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
That's
I
why
think
I don't. My mom was a big. I'm sorry, Michelle. My mom was a big advocate and get out there and vote. But
I
voting
still
does no
believe
good.
in voting. I still believe in
It,
it. I still believe it's
I
essential.
know you do too. I understand the concept of it, but it was proven that they don't take our popular vote. Whoever our electives are of each state is the one that makes the final vote. So I mean, whoever they want is who's going to go in. So whoever greased their pockets that's
yeah.
who they're going to
It's
vote
all
for.
about money and who's got the ultimate power. And most of us, or in fact, 99% of us, will never know who those real people
Nope,
are.
nobody.
You know.
By the
Because I
way,
thought it was funny. Everybody I seen was voting for Trump, and then Biden got in.
I don't know. I think I don't know. I don't know much about it, to that degree, but I think it was obviously close. You know, it was obviously close, but I
Oh
don't think it
no,
was as
I
close as.
honestly believe Biden was just shoved in there. But how do you guys do it, Andrew? Do you're off the monarchy, aren't you? So you
Yeah,
guys really don't get a
but
say. And
but the Queen doesn't really have any
oh
power.
wait, you guys vote the prime minister, right?
Yeah, it's the Prime Minister. Yeah,
right.
And how often do you do that?
it's every 4 years.
Oh, every 4 years for you too. Okay.
Yeah, so it's every
Okay.
4 years.
Well, let me ask you. Let me point out one thing about a Republican GOP candidate for governor. We haven't talked much about him. He ran before Bob Stefanowski. Narrowly was defeated by Ned Lamont. I wonder if finally Bob Stefanowski this year is going to finally beat Ned Lamont. I wonder what's going to happen with that. How that would affect Connecticut to have a Republican governor. Which last one had even close to Republican governor was Lowell Weicker. Well, no, he wasn't the very last one, but he was probably the best remembered because he was one who instituted the state income tax in the state of Connecticut. I think the state needs to do something better and get their head out of their collective ass, because just like the federal government and the state of Connecticut, state of California, state of New York, state of Oregon, state of Washington, and a few other states in between have done some pretty stupid things and have really not helped the American people at large at all. And we all know that Joe Biden's Build Back Better was actually more like Build Back Worse. It's kind of, it's like a negative. It's like a not gate. Not Build Back Better. You know, whereas Trump actually did make America great again.
I think the guy that would really be quite good for that country would be the guy that's I think he's governor of Florida or something like that. I think he would be fantastic as a.
All right, DeSantis. Yeah, he's.
Yeah. I think he could be great.
He's pretty well liked as well. I think it would be interesting to see how that works with DeSantis. I think DeSantis probably could win. But Trump, of course, has got all the limelight because he's already demonstrated that he's to the public that he knows what he's doing. So maybe he might take DeSantis as the VP, because apparently him and Pence, because what happened in 2020 on January 6th, absolutely there has been some tough times between Pence and Trump. And maybe because Trump knows DeSantis, maybe he might say, hey, look, you want to be running me? You know? Because, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a really close, tight, if it's going to be open primary on the Republican side, I think it would be hard to say who's going to win the nomination. However, this year, we're going to have an open primary on the Democrat side, more than likely, because of the fact is that Joe Biden is not going to get the nomination by default. Normally, the President of the United States will get the nomination for his party by default. But so many Democrats have been totally disenfranchised by Biden that they don't want him in there anymore. Even his own party don't want him there anymore.
Yeah, I think they've realised they've maybe made a mistake, and
Typically, that might be true. But then again, it still did kind of support, what Donald Trump was trying to do of making America great again by bringing back jobs here, even if they were military jobs. That still counts for something.
Yeah, the one thing I can say good about Trump, though, too, is that, I mean, I've never seen a president go and meet so many world leaders, or maybe I just didn't pay attention to it, because he went to, like, North Korea, he went to see Putin, whoever else the prime people are.
Well, one of the things that Trump has going for him is he's not he was not a political person. I'm going to say was, because the minute you get in office, you're contaminated. Okay.
Well, he might not have been in the politics per se, but I mean, he was in the politics, if you know what I mean.
yeah, he was always around. He
was probably more of like a back supporter for certain people. So I mean, I don't believe at all that he was not a political type man. I think his idea of things are just different, and they couldn't control him anymore, so they had to get him out.
Well, here's the thing I say is that one of the things that made Trump so successful is the fact that he's a Gemini.
So he has like two sides.
Geminis are known as the social ones of the air signs. They can be a little flirty sometimes, but when it comes down to it, they're not quite stuck up in the atmosphere like the Aquarius is, and they are, more able to vocally address the concerns, kind of more like a Libra. But they're more into the social thing. But Geminis definitely have the ability to use the power of the spoken word to achieve much.
Yeah. I find that Geminis, they just have two sides to them.
Yeah, I know. But Donald Trump always tried to use the good side.
Well, Michelle, you got to remember, though. I mean, I know you love Trump, and I know, I would rather have him as the president, but you got to remember, he's out for himself, but he's smart about it. He understands that without the little people doing his business, doing the jobs he needs, he wouldn't be where he is at today.
Right.
So he's smart in that aspect, where he
knows how to work with the people to get what he needs done.
Right. Whereas usually the uppers, they think that they can just tell us what to do.
Yes,
and we'll follow. And usually we do. I mean,
and you got a lot in common with Trump.
One
of the things is that you're able to talk to people, and you're able to understand them, and they're able to make them feel comfortable and open up to you. that's what Geminis can do. But then there's also the dark nature of them and Geminis too, which because they are they've been known that they're called the twins. Some of the ways they're kind of the dark side and the light side forces. They have to carry those two forces in them and find a balance between them.
He's all. I would say, okay, you're seeing the two sides like Gemini. I suppose the way I would look at that in his case, I would say he's both ruthless and understanding at the same time.
Right. He's ruthless because he knows what he wants, but he's understanding that the only way he's going to get it is if he basically negotiates with people.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I call. It's kind of like finding that balance, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't.
Does anybody know what astrological sign that Putin is? What is Putin's astrological sign?
I haven't thought to look it up.
Let me see, Michelle. Capricorn?
Capricorn. Great. So maybe we ought to have Noodles talk to
him. No, I was kidding because the Capricorn usually represents the devil. He's a Libra.
Oh, he's a Libra. So basically, that's why Trump can actually work with Putin directly, is because Gemini, as I said, understands the other two air signs.
Stan wants a tarot reading, Michelle. He said, which
Thank you very much, Stan.
park do we bury the headless baby Jesus in?
What is this baby Jesus thing?
She's got okay, Andrew. So she's got
oh my God, that is way.
It's like it's a
way too many possibilities.
And it
You'll definitely come up with the 7 of Cups on that
because
one.
The head broke off of the baby Jesus, and she still has it in her home.
Michelle, how could you?
We're telling her that it's bringing in bad juju.
You got to bury that thing, Michelle. Seriously, you got to do it. I don't know what state park, but you can. The tarot reading might help.
I think honestly, Stan, I think that if you really want to bury the baby Jesus in a way that's not going to upset anybody, maybe we could bury baby Jesus in the state forest not too far from my house in Buckhamstead, because it's a lot of leaves and leaf litter right now, and I don't remember exactly where my cat has her funeral her rock bear, but my late cat Fluffy was well aware of the statue. I don't know, maybe bury it across the street from the veterinarian's office, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to easily get down there to do it. See, that's it, because it's such a deep incline. I don't know if I can get down there safely.
Don't you have to bury religious objects in like holy ground though? I don't know if that's.
I've heard that, but I've also heard in this case is that we can make the ground holy. After all.
Oh, that's true.
But because there's a lot of leaf litter down there, I don't want to basically go down there with burning sage and basically risk setting the whole forest on fire. That would not be so good.
Michelle, that could make some hell of a live stream if you actually did.
Yeah, she's got to at least do a video on that. Gotta.
Let's see.
If I had to pick between those two, if I go and
okay.
Satan's Kingdom would be interesting. Except I don't know if there's a lot of guards and cameras at either one. I know Burr Pond doesn't really have, as far as I know, anybody there during the winter time, during spring, because the water's not open yet.
Yeah. We got snow on Saturday, Michelle.
We get snow this week as well.
I couldn't believe it.
We've had like 6 days of like 15-degree weather, and now.
And I can't even blame Michelle because it's not her season anymore.
Yeah.
Michelle, you must spring into spring.
Go get the statue and show Andrew. No, it's hiding right now in the pantry cupboard, and I'm not gonna go running up and grab it. It's
Oh,
safely
she's
tucked out of
got
harm's
the
way.
evil contained, guys. She's got the evil contained.
It's ironic. It's
in the
near all the
pantry.
food, and yet none of the food has gone bad. So that tells me something.
Nothing's
hilarious.
rotted yet.
No, Dad's got a good point. You should put it in a cave at Easter, like what Jesus was put into the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then we could resurrect him.
Yeah,
Find a head for the baby Jesus.
it
Glue
might
it
actually
on.
work.
Well,
Isn't that a
no.
good head page?
No. First of all, it did take a bath on Saturday, so he smells a lot better. So
Oh, thank God.
he took a full
Thank
bath,
God for
not
that.
just. He did a full bath.
Michelle, I don't know how you put. I would be buying air fresheners. I would be spraying them down with Febreze. Ugh, gross.
Michelle, the panels are up to you, obviously, and I like red and silver. Well, I wouldn't quite say it was unsilver, but I know what you're saying.
Well, the problem is how are we supposed to solve this? Because I got people. When people say they don't want Tiger Kitty on, I got people saying they don't want.
Yeah, Michelle, I would just play it by ear. Okay, so if those people come into your chat, because I know we talked about that. If those people come into your chat, then don't have a public panel. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what
This
I could
way,
do?
then-
Would you mind if I put Tiger Kitty on a panel and then we have her independent? That way, if she gives out the stream key to somebody else, that we don't have to worry about.
Oh, I don't care if Tiger Kitty comes up. I don't care. Actually, I really don't care who comes up at this point.
All right, so
right
Tiger
now,
Kitty,
I mean, I'll just leave if there's issues or something.
Right, I'm gonna do is let me create Tiger Kitty a key. So meet the Google. Like I'm not gonna use EJT because that's too used. We use that too much. So let's pick one. I'm gonna randomly pick a new key. This is one of those things where I feel like let's see. Okay, create a new meeting. Okay, instant meeting. Just add water. And turn on the closed caption support. And copy this link, and I will send this to Tiger Kitty directly on Discord. Now, by the way, Discord, Google Meets also has phone numbers. Now, I don't know if you knew that. Let's see if I can find Tiger Kitty here. There it is. Tiger, I'm going to send you the link. Oh, well, she already had one. But I always need another one. This is the panel for today. Tiger Kitty, if you want to join, there's also phone number option too. If you actually want to call on your phone and explain how to do it on the Google Meet link. I don't know why they decided to add the phone as an option.
That's kind of weird.
I can send Tiger Kitty's link to Noodles too. Who wants Noodles on here? Let's just ask this.
Noodles can come up.
All right.
He's always a riot, or has something interesting to say. He's on this detoxing. Andrew, were you watching him with his detoxing shit?
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get this. I'll copy this message. Copy the text. Since I do have Noodles' personal phone number, I will just text it to him directly. Okay, I want to post a message to Noodles. Okay. And...
yeah, I actually like Noodles.
Paste.
I find them interesting.
Enter. Okay, so I sent the same link for Tiger Kitty and Noodles. And let me make sure that keep my ears open in case we get the ding dong. So yeah, I just find it kind of interesting about some of the situation, and some people don't like some people like some people, and it's like,
Yeah, well, that Michelle, for that's when you just need to make sure you have things under control. If people are fighting, you have that power to kick them off
Right.
or time them out. That you have every right to do that. It's your channel. So whoever you want on, let them on. If you like the person, let them on.
So anyway, Noodles, I sent you a link, and Tiger Kitty, I sent you the same link, so you guys can join on those panels. Tiger Kitty, yours is in Discord. Noodles, yours is a text message on your phone. How you doing, Gianni? I don't know why people hate Tiger Kitty. She hasn't done anything wrong. She's been a major contributor to this channel, as is Tommy R.
Yeah, she's been good to you.
Absolutely. Plus, I talked to her off camera as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should just text it to her phone too, so she knows it. So she has, in case she's not on the Discord side of it, so she can at least go back and. So I'll send it to her on her Tiger Kitty. I'm going to send you the same link to your phone. Paste.
Okay. Well, you sent her the link. Well, let's get back to talking because I'm sure.
Right. The links have been sent to both the text messages and Tiger Kitty on Discord. So we'll just keep an eye for the ding dong.
Have that link.
Okay. Those will be exclusive links to those two.
Okay, so what were we talking about?
None of us and Trump. He's still around. Yeah, but he's not on the morning show, guys. He's asleep right now.
Johnny. That's right.
So anyway, tonight the Skynet is working on Monday and Wednesday, so we're not going to be able to get any World of Warcraft in tonight because of that reason, but I might put American Truck Simulator up at 7 o'clock instead on Discord, on Twitch. So we'll see the American Truck Simulator on Twitch. Yeah.
Andrew, are you still here?
Well, Tech Noodles is here. Hi, Noodles. Hi, Noodles. I think Andrew's still here too.
Maybe he muted or something.
Okay.
Hey, Noodles.
Hey, Leo. How are you? What's up?
Not much.
Not much. Did you guys see? Michelle probably didn't. But Noodles, did you see? Will Smith smack the crap out of Chris Rock?
Yeah, I think that was. I think that was all fake.
I thought so too. But then Will Smith went back into the audience and was screaming at Chris Rock to leave his wife's name out of his mouth and swearing at him. And Chris Rock looked really uncomfortable.
That was over. Was that over a relationship? Oh, okay.
I would think it was staged, but it was wow.
It probably was.
It was different.
Andrew said, "Yeah, I'm still here. Not sure why you guys can't hear me. I don't know. Maybe your microphone got unplugged, Andrew."
I don't think he's here anymore.
No, he's still there because I see. Oh yeah, he left you.
Yeah, maybe he got kicked.
But I'm sure he'll be back. Skynet says.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a bad joke either, Skynet. I didn't either. Yeah. She seemed really insulted.
No one watches the Oscars anymore. Even had Sean Penn threatening to destroy his Oscar last night. If that
I don't even watch the Oscars. I don't give a damn to sit there and watch it. It doesn't interest me.
Yeah, I don't watch any. Well, there's shit out now. I mean, why watch? I don't know. I don't think there's been anything really good out for a long time for anybody to be having an awards show like that.
Even the Mr. America, Master Universe, whatever they call the other ones, they don't even interest me either. Because it's like...
Miss America? Yeah, they're the same thing. I mean, yeah, they're beautiful women, but it's always the same thing. I want world peace.
Yeah. I want to see people actually do something. Never mind talk about it, you know? And let's be honest, what do the Oscars actually propose to try to do to fix the problems of the world? I mean, we give credit for the work that they did in the films, which is great, but let's be honest, the producers and the directors have got to come up with better content. And they got to stop being so woke so much, because I don't think it's helping American people. You know, right now Americans don't want to go to the movies and watch all the same stuff that they see on YouTube. But you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that. I think people would rather have a movie that is right in your face. Here's the real truth what's going on. You know, bang, bang, boomerang. You know, instead of having to listen to somebody pussyfooting around the things that are considered hot topics. And I think that's the reason why even YouTube is suffering, because of the same thing. Too much political wokeness has broken YouTube. And content creators.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Are just not.
Well, Michelle, who owns YouTube?
Google does.
Okay, who owns Google?
Alphabet.
Who's that?
Yeah, Alphabet owns Google and YouTube.
Who owns Alphabet?
I don't know. Some major corporation with a lot of money in their pocket.
Yeah, so, yeah. It probably just depends on, you know, who owns it. That's, you know, they got to be able to control things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it really weird that, you know, when the pandemic happened with that virus, you know, nobody could talk about it.
Right. They
Now
still
it's the
can't really
war.
talk
Nobody
about
can
it
talk
either.
about that. I mean, they'll take you down instantly for it.
Yeah.
So
Also,
whoever,
did you see that video I put up in the news and video articles about how that one that says if your video is too popular, it'll be blocked unless you subscribe to the person's channel? I don't get that. I mean, I mentioned it first, and then this guy mentioned the same thing that I mentioned. I think he did a pretty good job explaining it. It's called... Let's go back and pull it up for you. Let's see. I also got other things to check in here in Discord real quick, too. So let me check the first one. Since I work tonight, I'll probably prefer tonight, not tonight. Okay, so that was Skynet saying he has to work tonight. So, okay, tomorrow then. Okay, tomorrow. Tomorrow.
you gotta get that wow in there.
We play...
You know, you can play without them, though, right? Or am I wrong?
We can play without. We can play without him. The thing is, though, is if we play well without him, he's gonna fall behind, and it's actually quite fun to play with other people. Anyway, I mean, me and Paul could play. I mean, Paul can help Vanya. You know, he wants to come join me on Westfall and Burning Crusade. He could help Vanya. He could help me with my other characters. If he wants to play as a Blood Elf on the Horde side, he can help Tindara. He can help Toproba. Toproba is a paladin. We can do that in a couple different things. Okay, so now when we get to the article I mentioned here, so that we can find it. And let's see, news articles. Pull this back up here. It's not the newest article in the world. Well, let's see if I can find it here. Because we got very interesting news articles, including how bad people were using the system to bullshit around here. The video is called The YouTube Stupid News Censorship Feature. That's the video. It's in my news and articles, and you can play it. And it talks about what we were talking about either, where people were seeing the message of...
I don't know what I'd done there. It was very strange.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting what he said, and I don't want to get blamed for reusing content from another channel, but just go to my news articles, you'll see it there. You can't miss it. Also, I didn't even announce the show to everybody. this morning because I actually didn't know which chat group we were going to be on because of the Restream IO things got all messed up. Everything went pear-shaped. So I didn't know if I was going to be on the original link I set up or if I was on another link. And so I just didn't announce it to Facebook. And so I'm on a feeling that's going to hurt us a little bit because people didn't know we were on.
I think you're doing it. I think you have. Let me see.
Yeah. So
You've got 11 people in
So
here.
do check out the news and videos section of my Discord. And also, there's a very important piece on the issue of vulnerability of Discord servers to hackers and crackers, and I mentioned at the beginning of the show. So, just like common sense is, don't accept any links or any kind of thing from somebody you don't know. If some total stranger puts in your Discord something, doesn't clarify what it is, and you think it might be bad, then hide the video or just remove the link and say, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything. You didn't give us a summary. You didn't give us a synopsis of this.
It's the same thing, Michelle. If you get a phone call from somebody you don't know, you don't recognize the number,
right,
just don't answer it. Because,
but that means also for the mods that, if you see somebody posting a link and there's no descriptions to it, then I hate to say it, but you gotta delete it because there are people putting up bad, unsavory stuff up there.
Right.
Especially
this is why I now avoid Discord in general. I don't want.
Well, it doesn't apply just to Discord though. I mean, it applies anywhere. I mean, if
no, absolutely not. No.
It's a serious concern. Because there's no any kind of malware detection built into Discord. So just be aware of that. I mean,
I missed this Oscar conversation. Do you think it was put on, or do you think it was a real thing? Do you think he actually?
I don't know. I mean, it's just a weird thing that we see people do this, saying this is an interesting article, and then they put a link up, and there's no thumbnail, there's no nothing, and the next thing you know, you're like, "What the hell are you sending us?" Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has told me, don't ever click on a link you don't know who it's from. I get a lot of them to my phone, my cell phone, of all places. It's like they send it through the email, but it goes through like a phone number. So I'm not sure how that works.
I got pretty lucky a couple of weeks ago with Amazon. They actually phoned me. Well, it wasn't really Amazon, but I answered the phone call, and they says press 3 to continue, and I thought, no, there's something not right here. So, but I did press 3. I did press the number, but thankfully it didn't go through because they're a way to take £80 from me. But thankfully it didn't work, And so when I phoned Amazon proper, and they said they've been having a lot of these issues in the last sort of few months, But it was a relief, because you just never know. There's so many people out there, Michelle and Leo and everyone else, that they'll try anything. They'll try anything to.
Carlos say, well, as soon as I get back to your comment, I haven't even got out to it. Read my comment, he says. Okay, he says, Michelle, did you see Will Smith? No, I did not actually physically see him because I don't watch the Oscars. Okay?
Yeah, well, I didn't see it on the Oscars. I seen it.
I know Fox News has covered it, but I think it's kind of silly. It's kind of like, it's like kind of something like the drama community would do. It's like, okay, sorry, I'm not gonna. I don't like drama, so I'm not gonna watch that.
That was their shtick to get people to watch the Oscars, because I remember when they had, I think it was Ricky Gervais, and he was like really crude or something.
Yeah, I think like Ricky
I think it was the Oscars or the Emmys, one of the two. Maybe they're trying to get viewers back. So.
It definitely could be
somebody said it might have been.
It definitely could be a publicity stunt to try to get the Oscars to be a big deal again. First of all, let's be honest here. Why the Oscars suck? Number one, the movies suck, like you said.
Yeah, the movies really suck.
People are not enthusiastic about hearing about actors getting a Best Actor award or Best Producer award for a film that is basically dumpster fires. Okay, come on.
I must admit, though, Michelle, I would like to see that movie the Williams sisters movie. I think it would be quite good.
The Williams sisters?
Well, that's what it's about. It's that's the movie he won. He was playing Richard Williams, who was the father of
What's the Williams sisters about?
the
Yeah.
tennis. The tennis
Oh,
Okay.
it's tennis?
sisters. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the black twin women.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't remember their name.
Venus and Serena.
Oh, Venus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about them in a long time.
No, I think they're.
So basically, a sports movie
Away for a
about two
while.
sisters playing tennis in a professional circuit.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm
Do
gonna
you
say,
watch? Do you watch?
since a
tennis,
lot of
Daniel?
movies are based on
Yeah,
books,
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
say one thing too. Today's books on the market today suck. Also, I have not. Well, I actually, because my eyesight is kind of hard to read a book along a lot of reading in a book, but I have not seen the few books I've seen do not interest me at all. They just don't. Again, a lot of
Yeah.
it's drama or
Well,
you know,
Dan gave me a good recommendation about. I think it's an ex-Catholic priest because he's old, but he wrote about his exorcisms or his exorcist or whatever. I want to read that, but it's gonna have to be during the day though, because it'll probably freak me out at night.
if you want a
I
fun
don't
book,
need to do that.
if you
I'll
want a
read it.
fun book by
Sure.
a retired Catholic priest, read the books by Andrew Greeley, Greeley, Andrew Greeley.
Well, give me a synopsis. What are his books
He
about?
writes a lot of comedy, but sometimes he likes to poke fun of his church, which is kind of fun. Because he was a priest prior to Vatican II, and he was obviously there at the time they did transition to Vatican II. So he writes a lot of stories based on his actual real world experiences. He actually did write an autobiography as well. He's kind of fun to read his fiction. God Game is hilarious. You gotta read God Game. You will love it.
I don't know if I've ever read a book just for the funny. I mean, does it have a?
I love
that
the books that I can curl up on the bed with and just read through. And yeah, I often
do
fall
that
asleep
with
with the book
Ed?
on my face. But then when I
Ed
wake
from
up and I see the pages
Dr.
at me, I light up my eyeballs. I go, all right, let's continue where we left off. And then of course I try to do the same thing with my phone, but it's kind of hard because my phone is more fragile than a book. Even a hardbound book is more tougher than my phone. But you know, this still absolutely great writer, worth it to read. But because of the way I have to read the book, I do better with paperbacks because they kind of get destroyed after a
Well,
while.
Michelle, this is a question that was actually coming to my head when you're mentioning books. Have you ever seen those electronic pens that can actually sort of like make the writing bigger or actually almost read it to you?
Yeah,
I
I
know what
also
you're talking
saw
about.
something else
They
too,
look pretty good.
which is a
yeah.
camera you can attach onto your glasses that will read road signs and do face recognition.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be. I don't know if the pen thing would be good for someone who has sight issues though, because they would still have problems deciphering the words, like
Yeah, that's a
going
good
from
point.
and space to or something like that,
Yeah,
because they might
totally.
just make it all one word,
Mhm.
and then the pen will, fry out because it'll get confused.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's
saw
good
this
point,
one
that's a good
device that looked pretty interesting. You put it's like something you clip on your glasses, and you could tell it to read like a sign. Like if you were going into a restaurant, you could say, "Read me," because it knows what you're looking at because it sees your glasses, and because it's on the same focal point as your glasses, it'll tell you. Double cheeseburger, $1.25. Big Mac, $4.30. And things like
Where the
that.
hell
Oh,
are you
actually tell you
shopping?
what the sign
That's
says.
expensive. That's expensive.
Here's the downfall
No,
with the
that's cheap.
here's
No,
the downfall with
that's
this
pricey.
technology. The thing goes through a lithium-ion rechargeable battery in 2 freaking hours. So, which means that you get 2 hours of use, and then you recharge your battery again. And I'm like, well, and I don't know what the price is, but something tells me it's going to be in the thousands. I think it's a neat idea, but one, it needs to come down in power consumption. And two, it's going to come down in price to be something that a person who's visually impaired can afford to buy himself for a birthday present or a Christmas present. It's just too much power consumption and too high of a price right now. I wanted to get a Braille adjustable display terminal called the Beetle. They went $3,000 for that thing. It plugs in by Bluetooth and serial and even by Ethernet. So basically, you plug it in. It's got 18 cells of that refreshable Braille and the standard Braille writer keyboard on it, and it sounds great until you realize that number one, that they're charging $3,000 for it. How many people who are blind can afford to spend $3,000 for something like that? I don't know.
Can you read Braille, Michelle? Have you ever?
Yeah, I can read Braille. I haven't read it in a long time, but I mean, yes, I still can read. I can still read grade 1. But the thing is, grade 2. Grade 2 is kind of complicated. Well, yes, I can read grade 2. Some stuff I remember, but $3,000, and that's just the text. What about the pictures? I mean, what about the emojis? How does it display the emojis? Now they're using 8-dot Braille, which it sounds like makes sense, right? 8 dots to handle all 56 character combinations. Honey, I have enough trouble still with the first 64 dots. 64 characters as standard Braille. Never mind trying to figure out how to read 8-dot Braille, or 8-bit Braille. So 6-bit versus 8-bit. All right, let's put it that way.
Well, maybe if you can get a cheaper version of the pen, it might actually give you the emojis. I don't know.
Well, there isn't any cheaper one. Some people ask me, when are you ever going to turn it on so you can have the computer, say, for example, read the chat to you? Let me show you something, guys. So let's turn that on. This is a feature that's a Restream IO. I'm going to turn this on so you guys can hear this. We turned this on once before, and it's a really neat idea, but what happened was I got to log in first. Oh, excuse me. Hold on, let me log in here. I'm going to type this right. And
So
I
Monday
didn't forget my
started?
password. I don't think I did, but I'm not sure.
I had a normal Monday. I woke up feeling kind of sick, so.
All right, now okay. I'm at the point now where I get these stupid. I'm at this point now. I'm gonna have to deal with this stupid visual capture stuff. So this brings up another sore point with this program. I'm gonna bring up. This is something I hate what they've done with the Medium now, which is now you have this thing called video capture, or not video capture, but just capture. That I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Where is it? BLC. Oh, Restream chat.
What are you?
Right.
What are you streaming?
I'm going to show you something that they now do with capture, which absolutely drives me nuts. Let me see if I can find the right one here. Nope, wrong one.
I see what you're saying.
When you first log in a lot of sites, they'll tell you things like you got to do these Restream captures like this one. Perfect. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So, first of all, if you're totally blind, how the hell are you supposed to find the answer to that? I know, part of it's cropped off at the top, but it says here, find all the pictures of the bus. All buses.
Yeah,
all right, so
bus pictures,
that should be easy enough. Yeah. But now, is that a bus? No. Is that a bus? Yes. Is that a bus over there? Yeah, that's a bus, that's a bus, that's a bus. I can't tell. I don't think I see buses on that one over there. Let's see if that's
honest,
enough.
Sometimes even
Please
for,
check the new images. Now, okay. Here we go again. Okay, now we got another bus. How many times do I have to do this? That's a bus. Duh. That's a van. That is... Okay, so hit verify. All right. Okay, now I'm in. I want to show you what I want to show you what's cool about this. Now, if I go to the gear, the settings... And let's see, bin stream, filtering, about.
Well, I think they did it that way to make it more kid friendly.
Yeah, stop, kids.
which means that you can set it up to speak. Now I forgot how to do that.
Well, let's not figure it out right now,
maybe,
Michelle.
maybe notifications that she's always kind of tell it to talk to me.
Or let's figure it out. I don't care.
Discord filtering about enable desktop notifications, enable text to speech. Yes, now pick a voice. So let's pick. I don't know anything of these voices. Let's pick one here. All right, so I picked Karen. Okay, so that's done. So I gotta go back.
Anal cabbage muncher.
There you go. I can hear the voice. So no one's talking to me.
Sound like it says you have munch house.
So let's test this out. Let's see. Can I have it talk to me with my voice? All right. So okay, let's pull up Discord. The Discord link. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay. So I pull up the Discord.
Join our public Discord by clicking on this link. https://discord.gg/ekitezus.
Oh, she's kind of sexy. Andrew, are you interested?
I'm like,
Hi Michelle and Lumi, what are you wearing? Subscribe to our NASQ Discord page. https://discord.gg/ekitezus.
I see.
I want an Ed alarm clock.
I eat
where
cabbage
he
out of
yells,
my
"Hey,
butt and then I
ow!"
pour
You
syrup
see
on my
this
dong
now,
and
you
have
see
boy
this
girls
now,
suck it
Leo.
off.
All right. So
I'd
the
probably
point
not have
is,
that alarm clock for long.
No.
the point is that works, but I don't usually use it because it's really annoying. Because I've had people say things like, "Oh, I'll show you what they'll do." There are people that just love to say fool around with this. So let me go back to the regular chat.
I eat cabbage out of my butt and then I pour syrup on my dong and have boy girls suck it off.
Okay, Leo. My
I
opinion
didn't
there has
type
changed.
that.
Okay.
I didn't type that. I did not type that.
Fuck me
I
silly,
thought
I
Michelle
have
typed
knickers.
it.
Ed smells like pee.
What's this?
Michelle, we could
You're
go and bury
probably
it down in People's Forest one day. We can put baby Jesus in a box and we could go down there and bury it one day when it's better weather if you would like.
Yeah.
It's
The
getting
first time I
scarier.
ever heard someone
F2R,
have that,
F2R2F.
I would type things in the chat like, "Help! I'm under the desk." I had so much fun with it because I'd never heard it before. I apologized to the guy. He said, "No, it's okay."
What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning room?
She's
Okay,
getting
so you
faster and
get the
faster,
point. You
Michelle,
get the
it's-
point. Now
I could see how it can get annoying, especially if you got a million things
Me so
going on.
horny,
and
me
on
love
and
you
on.
long time.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is that's about the only way I probably could do with American Truck Simulator while trying to listen to chat. It's just like that, and it's an advantage and it has its disadvantage. It's more of a pain in the ass than
Michelle? Do you do like books on tape or do you prefer to try to read them?
I prefer to read the books because then I can fast forward or rewind pages at a time. I do know that the Library of Congress now uses a new book on
It
tape
won't read
app.
Russian, I don't think.
Oh, that would be cool, Red. Did you type something?
I don't know, Red. I haven't tried Russian, but you could try putting in Russian and see what it does with it.
At least we know it is American 100%.
It doesn't have to be. I can change the voice to a British or Scottish too.
Yeah, but
Oh,
she
Dad
sounds
likes it.
She sounds Australian.
Dad likes the sexy
Well,
robot
I like
voice.
it, Michelle.
Oh,
you
that
should
was the
keep
first
it.
voice I grabbed. That was Karen. I didn't grab any other voices, but there are other voices on here as well. So, but it's an idea. It's great for some things. Like, I don't know. Let's try something here. See if it sees my typing. No, it doesn't show my typing. Ah, shit.
Fart.
Oh, yes, it does. Okay. So let's try sending some emojis.
This could be interesting.
I sent it a smiley.
Slightly smiling face.
Okay, so it does recognize some of the emojis by words. Alright, so, okay, voice, let's see what else you can do. Let me throw another symbol at you. Pick a nice fun one. Objects, YouTube. Alright, what about...
Live dangerous.
I don't know. I know, I'm going to search for one. Let's find...
Take off the shirt and let's see those fun bags beep boop.
I'd die if she's typed in I drink pee or something.
Alright, here we go. Try this one on for size.
I'm already thinking about this, you know, I didn't want to say it.
Boop, 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 boop.
Virgo.
Couple of those.
Got any Scottish ones?
Okay. I just sent a whole bunch of symbols. I can see how to translate that one.
Virgo, 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 Virgo. My nipples are
See,
hard
it
like
can
an
translate
eraser.
those, Michelle, because they show up as pictures because that's how it's programmed, but it's actually a word.
It's a word.
You can
It's the
send
symbol for
donations to
Virgo.
http://www.paypal.me/Bichela.
Bichela.
Bichela. Yeah, that's enough of that. Thank you very much, Karen. Thanks for playing. Thanks for having a good time with us. Restream chat. Thank you for being on the show. Bye. I don't need to sit there and listen to that all day long.
Her name was Karen?
It's the voice I chose.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I think you can get different ones. Like you can have somebody like Daniel or Karen or Linda or something like that, and
Yeah.
they've got different sort of, you know, ways of speaking and things.
So, like I said, it's a neat idea, but unfortunately, you could hear that there's a latency issue. So you can imagine how it would be like an Asmongold's TV's Twitch stream, and all the people sending a million streams comments at one time. The poor voice will be about 15 minutes behind everybody else, just reading to Asmongold everything they said, all the pictures and stuff. And that's the thing where text to speech kind of falls flat. Now you got hearing impairment on top of that. It would be far better to actually have a braille terminal, and then just basically I can flick around with the dots on my keyboard with my fingers and go through that. That would be easier.
One thing, Michelle, text to speech can be a troll's paradise.
Absolutely! They did that to me last time I tried it. They went too far with it, and then I got buried under some comments, like the one that said Virgo, and the way she said it sounded like it said something else. And I can imagine when they start saying nasty words on purpose in there, and then and you're trying to justify it to YouTube, but it's just the text to speech that translate it. Unsuitable, demonetized. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's a neat idea, but like I said, it's not. I have to look. I have to see. You know, that's another thing is too is I got to see if I can test it out with some other voices.
Yes, I'm saying try the different voices, and there's probably a way of maybe I hate this, but banning words. You know, if that makes sense. If they don't.
Yeah, but you know that would be good for Michelle if you do a show on your own.
Yeah.
You know, and that way then you can listen and respond instead of read the chat.
Right. But then again, if the people say something nasty, there's a good chance that it's going to get the comment before I even hide it. We already see that in the replay now. Like, if somebody says something nasty, even if I don't accept it, it still shows up on the screen. So it's still going to speak it. You know, so...
Yeah, but what could... other than... yeah, sure, it could get nasty, but YouTube has certain words that they won't even approve.
Right.
So, how nasty could it... Well, I guess they could get around that.
But they still show up on the side chat here. And if you look at my screen right now, if somebody says something nasty, guess where it shows up first? Right there, right next to my head.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Even
It's
if
your
it doesn't
fault.
end up in YouTube approved, it still shows up on the screen. So then, of course, this voice would be reading those same comments. And then, then you basically you let the cat out of the bag. Literally. Because now
Yeah.
someone could be saying a bunch of nasty words, even if you block it in your, and doesn't show up in the transcript on YouTube, then the voice has already read it out loud or it's on the screen. So.
Yep.
And their computer goes by voice more than by written words on the screen. The automatic censoring program. So it kind of defeats the whole purpose of that system.
But I suppose when you look at it, it's not meant to be abused type of thing. But that's just wishful thinking, isn't it?
Like I said, it's a great idea, but unfortunately, there are too many people that will exploit that and use it for doing something that's not so cool. And that's the problem. And what are you going to do with that? You don't want to upset anybody, but because there are always people who are going to take advantage of that to seize the day, carpe diem, they're going to take advantage of it. And then, of course, for the content creator that's listening to the voice, they're falling behind because the voice takes time to talk.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I get it too. I like the idea, but you're right. It can be overwhelming. I mean, as for people saying nasty things, I don't think...
Right. Like one Democles said, could have been taken construed that way when he asked if I keep Rusty locked in the bag. No, he don't. He's on the couch right now. And
I'm not laughing that way, but I am. Because
I am. I used to put my cats in a bag and then swing them around when I was a kid. They loved it.
It's terrible.
They would get out, they would be dizzy, and then they go right back in the bag, and then they want you to do it again.
Okay, that's
it was weird.
Now, I mean, I would have needed a commercial air cleaner to deal with the situation before he finally knuckled under and took a bath, because he stunk worse than homeless Mike's feet. And actually, it was his feet and the dirty clothes that stunk. Did Ed
take a full shower? Michelle, did he take a full shower? Or
he took a full bath. A full bath.
Holy!
Actually,
mark
in
that
the tub.
on the calendar, man.
But he did say it was kind of hard to get out of the tub. But yeah, I understand that. But I mean, he got out of the tub. He said, but I have a hard time working around this bathroom because that sink sticks out too far. I was like, yeah, I know. They usually had a little subcompact sink originally, but then when they replaced
why he has a hard time getting out of the tub, because he's not used to it. The more he does it, the stronger he'll get.
Right.
So
I get out of it. I mean, when I first...
Michelle, that's just gross, man, that he doesn't bathe properly.
He said he's going to try to get to it on a more regular basis. I said, my olfactory nerves, thank you. And he said it felt good to take a bath. I said, of course it did. Because we had some men's body wash for him. I said, so just clean yourself up. You smell better. That was an important first step for him. He said, I still could use the help of a visiting nurse. I said, well, you're on Medicaid. You can get a visiting nurse. There should be no problem.
Yeah, but he's got to go to the doctor first. He can't just call in a
I told him
nurse.
that.
No.
I said, you got to go down, make an appointment with your doctor and get a service. Get your check body lights on and get it.
He just wants a woman in there to look at him naked. It's been years. That's what my dad always said when his nurse.
If he really was self-conscious about, if it's a man or a woman nurse, there are men nurses too, so he doesn't have to.
My dad was a pig. Yeah, I bet you that's what it is. Ooh, a nurse to come wash my junk.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that'd be so funny if we could stream that, but you can't put that on YouTube.
Well, mostly he needs help putting the socks on, the shoes on. I told him, I said, well, Ed, what I do is I get dressed in the bedroom. As long as the door is closed to the outside and the window blinds are down, just go through, when you're
You
naked in
you
your
walk through. Do
birthday
you walk
suit,
through naked?
take your clothes into the bedroom, get dressed there, because there's a little more room in there.
Do you wrap yourself in a towel, Michelle, or do you have a robe, or do you just kind of
Yeah,
streak
I
it to your
do.
bedroom?
Sometimes, but usually I'll just have my clean clothes right underneath, carry my clean clothes in front of my privates, and okay, now we're all set.
Oh, you need a robe.
I have towels, but anyway.
Maybe a hazmat costume for.
Fred.
I don't think I need that. But I mean
I dated this guy that he didn't like towels. He would get out of the shower, he would air dry. He'd be sitting in the bathroom like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, I'm air drying. I'm like, use a freaking towel.
Yeah.
Are you that lazy?
Oh, he used the towels to dry himself. Trust me.
I can get that.
Anyway,
So
No, not Ed, Michelle. I'm talking about an ex-boyfriend of mine.
Okay. Oh, ex-boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah, an ex-boyfriend.
Well, anyway, so the thing is I turned on the voice turn-by-turn directions on my GPS American Truck Simulator, which did help a little bit. But even then, I kind of had a problem where it said, turn now, and I'm going 50 miles an hour, and now? I just missed a turn. Thanks a lot.
So you put you off your game.
And it says, rerouting. Whoa, I'm already behind schedule. Screw the rerouting.
Oh, my goodness, Michelle.
I'll just go do a nasty U-turns and get back where I'm supposed to go.
I mean, I can imagine that game being hard for someone who drives, and for someone who's really never driven, that's got to be super hard. I mean, when to brake and...
That's why I turn off the fines and damage to truck and cargo.
Ah, okay, you do it that way, Michelle. Exactly.
Cheating.
That's terrible.
So, it does frustrate me.
I don't like cheaters, Michelle.
I don't like cheating either, but right now, let's put it this way. I got a practice account. She works for Bash Shipping.
Having said that, I've never.
You guess
I've
what
never
she
driven a
does?
truck, so maybe I can.
That's where she practiced the controller, and she doesn't care if she smashes her truck 15,000 ways a Sunday.
Michelle's monopolizing her stream. How dare she? What did you say, Andrew?
No, I can understand. I suppose personally, I've never driven a truck, so maybe it'll be a little bit different. But,
well, maybe you
might be, yeah.
Maybe you never driven a lorry, but you could damn well imagine what it's like.
Yeah.
It's big.
I drove a gigantic U-Haul, and we were moving from Illinois to Michigan, so it had a lot of stuff in it, furniture, and I just drove it probably about 20, 30 miles, and that was scary because when you brake, all that weight comes forward and it pushes you.
Yeah.
It is scary. I'm assuming it probably was over the weight capacity. That could have been why, but I'm assuming semi trucks have a better weight distributor.
I think
they have
now
much sugar.
More so,
the highest weight you can have legally in a tractor trailer truck is 80,000 gross vehicle weight rating. 80,000 U.S. pounds. That's.
Oh yeah, well,
that's the weight of the trailer.
Big...
That's the weight of the tractor. That's the weight of your cargo. So you're talking,
80,000
and obviously you wear out your brake shoes really quickly, especially if you're using a lot of braking, especially for in-city driving. Because your brake shoes take a real killing. And so that's something where, what I mean, that's one of the reasons why when I drive is even if you press hard on the pedal for the brake, you're not going to stop on a dime. Okay,
no,
it's
you've got
not
to
going to
time it
happen
more
because you
so
got forward
than you would
momentum.
be driving a more regular vehicle, you've got to time it to an extent that you're going to be at that.
Well, that's why you go through trucking school to be, they teach you all that stuff. My brother got ran over by a semi. He was driving this little Toyota truck, and I don't know exactly how it happened, and it was when the guy got out, he was a midget. so he always go around telling people, I got ran over by a midget in the semi, and they thought he was joking, but it actually happened.
Right.
I think
And he
you,
lived.
I think Leo, you were saying the other
So in
day
other
that
words, the driver
you
was a small guy, but basically driving a big truck. Like I think he was trying to compensate for something.
Maybe. I don't know. What did you say, Andrew?
I think you were saying something about your brother was in an accident recently, or he lost a wheel in his car or something.
No. He ran out of gas. My brother's I'm sorry, but he's a dumbass. They had no money for gas, but they still thought they could get somewhere, and
Oh,
I
right,
had to
okay.
rescue him. Yeah,
We've all
I
tried
almost
that,
died.
don't we? All right, okay.
Trying to have me drive these weird old 90-degree embankment shit.
I don't know much about JB Hunt anyway. I'm gonna have to look a little bit about the background about them. Is it I thought they were a trucking school. I thought they were truck shipping company. Maybe they do both. But right now they still need tractor trailer truck drivers. But the problem is, well, it's a long day, a lot of regulations in the real trucking world, and it's, in my experience in jumping on the simulated freeways and highways, is enough to tell me that those guys are probably taking a lot of anti-anxiety drugs.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Well, what does a normal trucker get paid nowadays?
Most of them are independently employees. So like they get anywhere from $20 to $30 an hour.
Do they charge for load too?
And then if they're a
20,
private
30?
trucker, they get paid by the mile.
Oh, so by the mile.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing that job, to be honest. I like to drive, and I like traveling. I don't, obviously when the road conditions are bad, it sucks. But I really love
Oh, that's
driving.
the nice thing about driving Nevada. You don't have to worry about snow. Well, thank God.
Yeah.
Of course, in real life, you got to deal with the heat and the bugs, and well, not bugs, but you have to deal with the desert wildlife.
I wouldn't want to be one of those truckers that have to drive the mountains. Mountains are hard to drive, even with a regular car.
Yeah, especially
I used
some
to
of
see
those.
these when I drove through Pennsylvania, and we were going up into, I think it was Pennsylvania, the mountain area there, and they had these ramps that if a truck was going too fast down the mountain, they pulled off, and this ramp would go up, have a slant upwards to slow them down.
Yeah.
And they had them everywhere.
Kind of like a giant ski, kind of like
a
a ski slope, but not so much, or ski jump, not so much to make you do the equivalent to a Dukes of Hazzard, but I know what you're talking about. They do have those for protecting, helping you with runaway trucks. My experience in the game is I press the brake pedal as hard as I can on my controller, and you're still got forward momentum, and you're going, oh, shit. So you know what I do? I immediately press the parking brake, and of course that stops you instantly. But you can definitely imagine the smell of burning brake shoes. Because you just basically took 30,000 gross vehicle weight rating and just put the brakes on it.
And all those groceries could be damaged at the same time, doing something like that.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I try not to do that in the game. Because I try to think about what the real physics would be doing to the real truck.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a physics thing.
So for me, I'm comfortable going about 20 miles an hour, 20 to 30 miles an hour. That's the speed I usually go at. Unfortunately, that means I'm late, which means I get a late penalty.
I hope your deliveries are local.
I try to keep with the local ones, but the ones that pay best are the ones that are 7-hour journeys, and they're I say 7 hours of the speed I drive at. Like from Nevada to Oakland, California, delivering cars and dishware and things like that. Those are the ones that pay the best. So those are the first ones I got looking for the most expensive jobs, which I feel I can deal. But it's still really, really scary. I pull tandem trailers behind me too. That's even more frustrating. Trying to do a tight turn, backing up with a tandem trailer. I did not like that at all. I did a couple of them, And it's like every time I get a job with a tandem shower, it's like, oh, fuck, here we go again. Please don't make me have to go back up too much. Oh, too late.
Yeah, be an Amazon driver, Michelle. I think that's maybe your calling.
Yeah, I think that there is also the bus. There's also a bus simulator if you want to try driving
I've
a
bought
school
the
bus
simulator,
or a public transit bus. They have the bus simulator too. SCS has that as well. So if you want to try doing a bus simulator, you want to be a bus driver.
I would, if I ever got those games, I would get like a simulator or something I know I will never do, but always wanted to be, experienced, like maybe driving a submarine or something like that.
Oh, you could do
driving a bus doesn't seem that
How about-
impressive to me.
a fishing
Yeah, well, I'd
fishing
like to find a
simulator.
simulator that
fishing
lets
simulator,
you
yeah.
live a medieval life. I'd love to see how I would do in a real simulation of medieval life. Say the times of the Saxons and the time of in the UK. I would like to
Or
actually
cruise ship, that
experience
one
the
would be cool.
equivalent of being a charcoal maker or making your house out of sticks and horse poo. I'm not kidding you. That's what they used to do the
I
walls.
think I'll pass on that one.
Michelle, did you ever see those videos on? You had to, because they're all over. Where those guys use a stick and they shovel out the sandy dirt, and then they make like these beautiful swimming pools or underground forts and stuff. Do you ever see those videos?
No, but I saw one video where one guy built an above ground pool in his basement using plastic wrapping. I think it's a Kirasan's channel. It was really kind of funny. He has this old ancient basement from medieval times in Ukraine, and he dug out. It was dug out. It was an empty, vaulted basement, all rock. And so what he did was he and his friends made a frame and made a swimming pool, or more like a hot tub, not really much of a pool, but in the basement. But all the electrics and everything were upstairs, so they didn't have to worry about no electrocution. And the ramen, of course, they wanted to bring down some LED lights, and that was fun. But he was going through a lot of natural gas to get water into that pool. Oh my God. Because he wanted hot water.
Yeah.
But it was kind of fun to see that. That the house is built over an ancient basement like that was like really even more fascinating. That basically the house is built over a cave. I said that's really interesting. J.B. Hunt, okay. Alright, so here's a little article on who J.B. Hunt is. Let me pull this up real quick here.
Can you know how people will build home, like you were just saying how they built it over a cave, and you know how people build their homes and stuff on mountains? Who owns the mountain?
Well, let me read this to you real quick here. J.B. Hunt Transport Services is an American transportation logistics company based in Lowell, Arkansas. It was founded by Joni Brian Hunt and Joan L. Hunt in Arkansas on August 10th, 1961. By 1983, J.B. Hunt had grown into the 80th largest trucking firm in the U.S. and earned $623.47 million in revenue. At the time, J.B. Hunt was operating 550 tractors, 1,049 trailers, and had roughly 1,050 employees. J.B. Hunt primarily operates large semi-trailer trucks and provides transportation services throughout the continental U.S., Canada, and Mexico. The company currently employs over 24,000 and operates more than 12,000 trucks. The company fleet consists of over 10,000 trailers and containers. Wow. And they're only the 80th largest in the United States. That is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not the biggest trucking fleet in the world. I wonder who number one is.
Big, though. Mexico.
Yeah.
I noticed it too, Red.
Mexico.
Rusty's here. Everybody has to be bored. The kitty is. Rusty, give me a minute. I'll get you on camera in a second. Give me a minute, Mr. Furrball. Oh, we're going to switch over to the other camera. I don't want you to show your butthole. Come on. All right, I got it. Let's just
That's
switch.
when they say hello, Michelle.
I mean, his own kitty way. He's trying to say what he thinks about some of the people in the channel. All right, come on.
It is.
I'm so close to getting another cat because my one cat is so lonely because the other one won't pay it any attention unless they're fighting.
Yeah. Oh, unless they're fighting, yeah, they do that. And of course, it's spring, and he's starting to shed. Yeah. Aren't you? Yes. You got big clouds of hairballs coming off you.
Michelle, I don't know if you've noticed yourself. Obviously,
Guys, hi to the public. Let's hi to the people.
It's going to get very cold again. Even when you got the heating on, the cats.
Everybody say hello to you.
Hello, Rusty.
Hey, Rusty.
He's like, pay attention to me.
Yeah, big cat.
He looks tired. He looks tired today.
He always looks like that. He's like he's like the chillest cat I've ever seen. I never see him running around or anything.
Oh, he runs around. But he's a Taurus, so that means he's kind of laid back more than anything. He's a Taurus kitty. But he still catches mice. He left us another dead one this thing. Yeah, I know. Mexico.
Right, Michelle, I'm going to go and get some dinner, and
but remember,
I will leave you two little ladies to it.
All right, Andrew, have a good day.
Same to yourselves, and I will catch you guys hopefully later on today at some point.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me on.
So tonight, Andrew, did you look into what I asked you about if you could find out if you can play in American servers? Because I would love to have you join me in Westfall.
Michelle, I honestly haven't even thought about it.
She's trying to recruit you for WoW.
Yeah, I know, and I keep saying no.
It would be pretty cool to see a big group of Michelle, people that we know all play, at once. That would be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I think it could be fun. I mean, I'm definitely not adverse to the idea. That's for sure.
Well, let's put it this way: what kind of characters do you like to play in World of Warcraft? What's your favorite profession class?
It's always been a warlock. Always been my favorite because they've got that sort of evil side to them, but and they can do magic and stuff like that. And
I usually play either mage or shadow race, although I have played a warrior, paladin, and druid. I play 2 druids.
I do have a paladin. I tried healing as a paladin, and I was terrible at it. And
takes practice.
I tried to practice, Michelle. It just didn't work.
I understand. Well, you should try Shadow Priest sometime. That's fun. You can still do evil, but you also can heal.
Yep, absolutely. You can do both. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I think with the paladin, it was more. I don't know. I wanted to try something different, but I didn't want to be a priest.
Probably because you're experienced with RE, right?
Yes. Yeah. Plenty of it.
Let's just say you could be the priest of the dark side.
You know what would be a good simulator is an exorcist simulator.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't even looked to see what other simulators they have. I've looked for simulators for Mac. I know there's some good ones on Steam, but honestly, some of them really just don't interest me. The one I wanted to play so bad is not available for the Mac, and that's Electrician Simulator. I really want to play that. Why? Because I actually do electrical wiring for real, and I'm kind of with.
So what do you need a simulator then for, Michelle? What do you need?
Because this is based on the European wiring. Yeah. Don't you love the thought of 240 volts going across your chest?
No.
No, but I did electrocute myself one time with a water heater. How many units is that?
Yeah,
Well, because the way the water he was wired, it was actually 120 to Earth. Because
Okay,
the
that's what I
stupid
got electrocuted
the
myself
stupid
with.
guy that put in the breaker
That's bad
put
enough.
it on the wrong legs, and so it was only
I'm
giving.
stupid, I'm a klutz.
It only gave 120, and that's it. But if it had rewired it properly to 220, which we did, and touched that thing, you would have been long gone.
Yeah, I had to go. Our water heater, the elements
I got
went out.
stung
so
by
we had
my
to go
mom's
down
water
and
heater
reset
when
it all
I
the
was
time.
working on that one time. And that wasn't even across my chest. That was just my 2 fingers just happened to touch the 2 hot wires, and and that was a 240 volts right across 2 fingers, and that stung pretty good.
See, what are the when they give you the defibrillator? It's in joules, isn't it? It's like 200.
Yeah, it's joules.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Like
I don't have a
amps
clue
or
either.
joules. I think I looked it up one time because you got to learn it all about that when you do CPR training.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, my uncles used to dare each other to electrocute themselves or try to trick them. I ain't kidding you. They would try to trick them. Like my one brother would get my one uncle. He's touch these 2 wires together. I need them tied together, and then he would electrocute himself.
Yellow
well, at
free
least if
system.
nothing bad happened, he could do it again and maybe try and revive him.
Yeah. I loved what my brothers used to do to each other. It was funny. I'm glad I was never on the receiving end of
United
that.
Parcel Service is
Exactly.
#1 trucking company in the United States, which does make sense. Yeah. And the second largest is Yellow Freight System. And number 3 is Schneider. I've heard of Schneider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the United Parcel Service does use the big tractor-trailer trucks as well to deliver between the districts, the depots. By the way, my new wired USB Microsoft mouse is going to be here today for my notebook. Right now I'm using a wireless one on that one, and it works fine. The only thing is that I don't like about working with laptops is, most people sit up straight and they're looking at the screen like this. I'm like crunched up like a letter C. Here's my hand, here's my eyes, and I'm like, this is where I'm typing. And it's like a letter C, and I'm all crunched up like that. My back hates me after a while. I cannot type like that for a long time on a laptop. It don't matter, it's laptop agnostic. It doesn't matter if it's PC or Mac. It still hurts. After a while, I can only do so much of that.
Why don't you prop the laptop up, Michelle?
Well, I think the problem is the screen, then the typing home road functions would be all wrong. So what I do is, that's one reason I can have my desktop set the way I do. Which you can see where, even for me here, that does make it a little easier. Which I'll show you on the screen so you guys can see it better. So it's here. Yeah. I'm going to show you what I do here. This is my screen right here. And there's my keyboard all the way down there. And there's the cat right in front of me. I have the screen at eye level. Oh, no, Rusty, no. Oh, don't do that, please. No, please don't do that. No, shut your ball hole. Ow, come on. Give me a break. She's like, yeah, I need to get you all the attention I can get. Oh, yeah, I know. Anyway, so the point is that to use a laptop, I really need to use it with a detachable screen. Again,
can you detach the screen or no?
Well, they do make some ways you can detach the screen, and some of them, because some of them are what they call tablets and combination tablets and laptops. So the screen can flip over and become a touch tablet.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
But I think the problem is my eyesight gets older. My eyes are not as good as they were when I was 18. So unfortunately, a lot of things I have to do now are very hard because of age. Because I got a cataract in my right eye, and I do have I don't have a cataract as far as I can see my left eye, but so I have to use my left eye for everything. So it just takes a lot of work to do that. So that's
You
another
can't
thing
see
people don't.
nothing.
That's
Michelle, you
another thing
can't see
people don't understand. Is here I am playing World of Warcraft, and
Michelle, you can't see anything out of your right eye.
no, I can see it in my right eye. It's all dry haze. I can see a light in some
It's
shapes.
just very blurry. Okay.
Pretty much. It's just pretty much almost all cataract. It's almost to the point where, yes, with my eyeglasses on, I can see a little bit better, but not much.
Can't they do surgery to remove cataracts or no?
I was gonna say, I think
Unfortunately, they
can.
suggested because of my nystagmus, they say don't because you might get detached retina problems, and I'm like,
oh,
right. So I don't need that, right? I don't need to go from one bad thing to something even worse.
can you
Where
get
your
an eye
optical sensors
transplant?
floating around in your vitreous
Andrew
humor.
said Andrew will give you one of his eyes. I'll find someone to give you one of their eyes. Can you get an eye transplant?
I don't think they have that.
I quite like having two eyes, by the way. You know.
Come on, take one
Call
for
me
the
old
team.
fashioned, you know.
I don't think they even have that. I don't even. So basically, I looked into it. It was like I talked to a couple doctors. They're like, "Well, I don't know what's gonna really go well to do cataract surgery because of your lateral nystagmus. But even if we did do it, is it really gonna help you see any better? You're still gonna be legally blind. You're not gonna have 20/20 vision."
Well, if you're running the risk of a detached retina, I wouldn't do it. No.
I wouldn't do it.
No,
Not.
I had
they
a friend.
can't
I had a
guarantee
friend that
that
did.
your
I had
sight
a
will
friend
come
that
back.
did that, and then she got detached retina, and she says it sucks because her retina's floating in her vitreous humor, and she gets like almost like a funhouse effect with her eyes, where if I'm looking at something straight on, she's seeing it weird angles. So like, oh no, that would totally ruin my day.
Yeah.
Plus, obviously, my right eye is pretty much just good for nothing, just for light perception and maybe a little bit of colors and shapes. I usually use my left eye for everything. So
Hopefully something is out there that can.
and the can't see eye
help the
drops.
situation.
The can't see eye drops have some minor result, but they are a pain. They're really slow. I'm out of can't see. I gotta get more. Maybe when I get paid from my members this month coming up, we'll get some more can't see eye drops.
Right, well, that's it, guys. I'm gonna go and head off and get some food.
All right.
All right, Andrew. Have a good day.
So anyway,
Good night.
Andrew, check
And
into what I
I will
suggested you
talk to you
check
guys
into,
later on
because
today.
I would love.
All right, Andrew.
Andrew, I'd love to have you play on the American servers if you can come over. Just ask Blizzard people in a
Well-
message.
Well, what I'll do is I'll
Of course, 3
I'm
o'clock
gonna
stream
hound
would
you
be
to the day you die, Andrew.
3
You
o'clock
play
stream
well
would be
with her,
compatible for him because
you
that
like
would be.
it or not.
Except for Andrew, 3 o'clock would work out pretty good because they're about 5 hours ahead of us. So they're at
True.
8 o'clock,
What
9
I'll do is
o'clock.
I'll check it out once I've had.
Yeah,
something to
he's
eat.
a busy man, Michelle. He's a busy man.
Yeah.
He
Sometimes.
can't give you no guarantees right now. He'll let you know. He'll let you know if he gets on.
I'll definitely have a look at it after I've. had
Oh,
something
by
to
the
eat
way,
and,
did you
I'll
know
do it a bit.
the American repeal of daylight savings time has passed?
Yeah, we went 1 hour ahead.
Which means we
on
will always
Sunday,
be in
Sunday morning.
summertime.
So,
So,
we
Wait.
are now.
What do you mean it passed? What were they trying to get done?
in other words, the clocks will always be stuck 1 hour ahead. Instead of being Eastern Daylight Time or Eastern Standard Time, it always will be in Eastern Daylight Time.
Oh, so we're not going to do it no more?
No more for spring ahead, fall back.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Thank
so
God.
It went forward on Sunday
Long
morning.
time
and it'll
coming.
It'll go back an hour on October or something like that. You know. So.
Well, that's going to be different. I know there's in Indiana, like half of Indiana, they don't do it. They don't set their clocks ahead
Right,
or
so
back
are
or
they going to be
anything.
stuck in Eastern Standard Time and while we're stuck in Eastern Daylight Time?
Yeah, I always thought it
Same
was
thing with
stupid
Arizona.
to begin with.
And that's gonna be weird.
I always thought it was stupid. Like, so what if we don't get as much daytime? I mean,
I
most
think
of
it's
the time,
silly
most
as well.
people are
Yeah.
inside anyway.
Right, and things have changed so much since those days when
Yeah.
it was more for farming and stuff like that, and
Right.
a lot of it was to do with that. But
Well, the thing is with the Eastern Daylight Time, because they want to use it. They want to use it the summertime year round, and they do that. They now do that in Russia too. Is because Russia were
changed it?
experimenting with daylight savings times, forward back, fall back, spring ahead, like we were. They finally said, the Duma passed a law, said, screw that. We're just going to stay in summertime. Screw wintertime.
So I know in the US and obviously North America, they've got like, I think you guys have got like 5 time zones. Over here, we've got like 10. If you count Russia, if you count Russia, there's so many different.
I mean,
well,
I'm surprised they didn't just stick with Eastern Standard Time and left it at that, because like some people are complaining about is, well, that means now that the kids are going to be going to school in the dark.
Well, that was one of the reasons as well why they would, be a bit.
Yeah, but what's better? Is it better to go to school in the dark or come home in the dark? At least if the kids are coming home, they get a chance to see the sun set.
Right. Yeah, but does it really matter anymore? I mean, we have so many like lighted streets.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
I don't think it really matters anymore.
I don't think it does either. No.
It just screws up our sleeping schedule.
Right,
yeah, you lose an hour.
You're right. That's exactly what so many people are pointing out. But it's hard to say which is the better option. I mean, but again, the world is not so united. Just put it that way. There are going to be people in Arizona are going to say, well, let's keep with Arizona Standard Time. So, which means when it's 7 o'clock here in the morning, it'll be, because they're in the mountain time zone, so there'll be, 7 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 3 o'clock, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the summer. And that's confusing enough. So we're going to basically, the whole thing is all the countries that normally do summertime in the United States, all those states that do that are now going to be stuck in summertime year round. So then what about the states that don't? They stick with standard time. They'll still be stuck in standard time. So, I guess the old question, what time is it? It's still going to be a valid problem after all these years. People are still having that problem adjusting between the summer and winter time.
Well,
I don't really know. I don't really know if it makes much of a difference, honestly.
No, that's what we're saying.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's standard time, if the sun comes up at 9 o'clock, or if it's summertime, the kids get up at 10, or the sun comes up at 10. It's still going to be dark anyway, especially in the farther northern states. The southern states are not going to have much of a problem because they're near the equatorial region. But the northern states like Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Dakotas, Seattle, Oregon, yeah, they're going to be dealing with it. That's just the nature of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell came up with, who came up with daylight savings time in the first place should be shot. That was confusing.
Yeah, wasn't it the Farmer's Almanac? Yeah, Andrew, you said goodbye 3 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and get something.
All right, I'll let you go, Andrew.
Okay.
All right, see you later, Andrew.
I will catch you guys later on at some point.
All right,
today,
Andrew. Talk to you later.
Definitely, no problem. Thanks,
See you
guys,
tomorrow, Andrew.
No worries, you will
Yeah.
do. Take care, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so anyway, like I said, I don't know what's the better system, but the series.
I honestly think that what they just did is going to be the best thing to do. Like not.
I think
not
in one
have us
sense,
change up at all.
it's going to be a good thing. For some things, because when the kids get out of school, they're going to see the sun for a little longer in the day, so they can get out and play for an hour a day, and that's what they're going to get. They're getting about another hour of playtime in the wintertime. Because we know winters are shorter anyway, so basically, that means when the sun goes down at 4 something in the afternoon, it's going to be up to 5 in the afternoon. That's still gonna be good, which means when I do my next Yule convocation, it's gonna be still 7 o'clock, but there'll still be some daylight still poking through the clouds. And one day I wanted to do a convocation outside a couple years ago, and unfortunately I didn't. That would have been fun, but no one came. So, and it also rained that day, so we did it in the house. But I just think that this whole daylight savings time anyway was always a fiasco.
Yeah, I agree. I always hated it. The only time it really was cool was like when you're at the bar and it hit 2 o'clock and then it would go back to 1. You could hit the bar for another hour.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't see the purpose to it.
Never thought about that, but it's interesting.
Yeah, we used to love those days.
Right. I could just see a daylight savings time. Barkeeper says, "Let's go." Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not. It's an hour later.
An hour.
Never mind.
Those are big bar nights.
So, I don't know, guys. Maybe we need to redo the whole the time zones in the world and just totally start them over from scratch. That ain't gonna happen. You can't even get the countries even agree on even the electrical voltage in their countries. Never mind what time zones you have.
Yeah.
America should be going to 240, 50 hertz power, and they should have gone that way, especially after the industrial, the 50s, because we were already standardizing on industrial productions and what we needed a lot of electric motors. But we only kept the 120 because light bulbs lasted longer in 120 than 240. I don't know. It's kind of stupid. Anyway. So, just one of those stupid things that we do in this country. But at least we came up with something we can kind of agree on. It was unanimous. Unanimous vote. There wasn't even any dissenters. And the Senate, they said, "Hi, this is a great idea. Let's do it." Finally, because everybody, Republicans and Democrats alike, said, "We hate daylight savings time." Okay, fine. So fix it. All those for the new law making Eastern Standard Time illegal, say aye. I said,
Well, see, they can agree on something like so trivial like that, but they can't agree on the important stuff.
yeah, I know. That's just it. They always seem to pass bills that are silly or not so important. But when it comes to things like the stimulus, like the Democrats are like, "Well, we have majority. We're going to use the majority to railroad in their legislation." Oh, please, trust me. You guys didn't even pass the last one by, reconciliation. You're still fighting over it after all these months. You guys, if you had just made a regular bipartisan vote, you could have gotten enough yays to support the bill anyway in the first place. Not all Republicans are cold, calculated crocodiles that don't care. A lot of Republicans would have supported you. I know that Holly would have supported you. I know a lot of Republicans would have supported you because they obviously see the problem with their in their districts. Sure, by nature, usually they follow the Republican leader, in this case, Mitch McConnell. But honestly, if allowed to vote with their conscience, a lot of them would have said, like Josh Hawley would have said, my people in my district are hurting. These people need additional stimulus. I vote with the Democrats. Only what it takes.
Well, Michelle, I get it that free money is always, nice to get, but there's always problems with it.
Yeah, I know that.
Always. I mean, I would rather them not do that. I believe once they take away the extra food stamps that they've been giving everybody, the extra Medicaid, whatever extra they've been giving, that our economy is going to get better because people are going to have to work.
Right.
So, I mean, I think all this extra free stuff is actually
And now what they should be doing is they should be giving away fitness vouchers to join a gym. Think about it.
That wouldn't have been a bad.
Okay,
Well, I mean,
fatties,
during the
you've been
pandemic,
eating
you
the ding
couldn't.
dongs and
But
bonbons long enough. Time to get you out. We'll give you a free membership to Planet Fitness.
well, you know, though, I looked into that because I'm going to get a membership at a gym. It is not that expensive. It is not for like
I
a
know.
monthly.
If you have a
fee.
car, you can get to the gym. Yes. Okay, that's great.
Yeah, yeah,
But the point is...
yeah. But if you don't have a car, you're walking anyway. So what do you need a gym for?
But even if you do what the ad council says, get out and play for an hour a day. I mean, even if it's... Okay, I'm on rough surfaces like grass or something where I'm afraid my knee's going to buckle, which has happened a few times. It still is better to get out and do something, even if it's just walking. Even if you have to take your walker with you, walk around your lawn. That's still better than just doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this time to get out there and play for an hour a day, people. I don't care what age you are. Nervous Nelly says, we're never going back to everyone working. Society has adapted to the handouts. Universal basic income. Universal basic income is...
I actually agree with Nervous Nelly
To a
on that.
point,
I think
also
people
with the
are going to
fact
have
that
a
the
hard time with it.
Also, the fact that the automation has basically made a lot of jobs obsolete. They don't need as many jobs anymore in factories because they have robots making stuff. And the same thing with other industries. For example, in the telecommunications sector, you don't need switchboard operators. You don't need too many line installers because everybody's going cordless now. I mean, sure, you need
You know, Michelle, out by me, they're shutting down one of the bigger power plants.
Oh,
They're shutting it completely down.
And why is that? Because it's too expensive to run, or because it's not needed?
Yeah, it's something with. I'm not exactly sure if it's got to be an expense thing, and it's also like they can't get the workers in there. So they're shuffling everybody out to the satellite or the other power plants here.
Well, the thing is power plants are, I mean, not just your state, but other states too. The industry that we've depended on right now is collapsing. And so the day is going to come when everybody's going to be having to have solar panels on their roof. Because guess why? Because they're not going to have a power grid that we are used to now. So basically, we're going to be going back to like the equivalent of using solar candles, if you want to call them that. In other words, they're not going to be burning fire, but they're going to be burning electricity, but they're going to be generated locally from your roof. Because the power grid is an extremely expensive endeavor. But the only thing is same thing with the telecommunications with landlines. There's only one problem. What about people who live in apartments? They never talk about those. Oh, well, the people in apartments, where are they going to get their electricity from? See, this is where St. Peter would be great.
They have window solar panel things now, too.
Yeah, I know they do.
But if they have enough on top, wouldn't they have enough to power the apartment building?
Remember that guy St. Peter there? He was talking about apartment complexes putting in a solar farm to generate power for the apartment complexes. That would be what the next level would be, is to get away from the grid completely, because just like with the telecommunications industry is getting away from wired phone lines. Because it's too expensive to maintain all those wires, all those transformers, all those high voltage transmission lines. But the sad truth is we're so wrapped up in the electric teat that we don't even know if we could ever totally go off grid like that, because some people just don't have the money to invest in for the big deep cycle battery banks to hold generating the power from the sun.
Yeah, well, that's the problem there is, in order to change over, it's a big money thing.
Right. I mean, I know some places like talking about Tesla power walls and things like that. That's great, but that doesn't help the apartment renters. Apartment renters are not going to have a Tesla solar wall because they don't own the building. They can't hire electricians. They're not going to invest all that money into something that they're not going to, out of their own pocket. Landlords could invest in it, yes, but depending on the situation, a lot of landlords are like the Ron Popeil Showtime rotisserie kitchen. Set it and forget it. I.e., we put it on the roof, put the power wall on the wall, but we don't have anybody maintaining the thing. And then, of course, eventually it's going to break down or it's going to catch fire, and then somebody's going to get hurt. So that's not any good either. The way they see it now with the utility grid is the power company maintains the wires on the poles and stuff. That's true. But remotely generating electricity is expensive. But generating it locally isn't any cheaper. You're just moving the generation costs from one source to another. Shoveling money from one place to another place.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of just go with the flow.
So I don't know what the future is for the power grid, but I do think that we're going to see changes. Technology Connections was talking about the beautiful feature of brand new high efficiency fuel pumps and saying that even though the typical power grid is only 40% efficient, he said that the newer higher efficiency heat pumps make up for it. Well, yeah, but I mean, when you got a gas furnace is 90% efficient, is in your basement, and it's heating your house directly, you're getting 100% benefit of the heat right there from your natural gas, your propane supply. You don't have to worry as much about the 60% efficiency that's lost by the remote power plant, all the transmission lines, generator losses, blah, 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 blah. But there's just so many things about pros and cons on both sides. I don't think there's any one solution for everybody. And again, they're talking constantly about homeowners. They're not talking about the renters. The renters are the ones that are not got much flexibility at all. Like you said, I can put a 275-watt solar panel on my window. Yeah, but then you're blocking all the light from coming in your window because you got a big fat hunking solar panel sitting there. So then your home's a dark cave, and then next thing you know, you have to turn on the light to make up for the light that's being blocked by your solar panel. It's not exactly a win-win situation. Yeah. No one's banished. We had been banished. No, you're not banished. Tiger, you can come on the panel. It's still open.
Yeah, Michelle, they're going to run with what they think is happening. And let me tell you what Michelle and I discussed. There are people that want to come to Michelle's show, but there's certain people that they won't come around. So she's trying a different technique. Like, okay, so if these people come into the chat, she wants to be able to control this other panel that these people, if there may be people on that these other people don't like. Yeah, right. She's not banishing anybody. She's not stopping anybody from coming on. She's just trying a different technique, guys. Give her a break. This was her decision. It has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with, she doesn't like you guys. Quit running with your little conspiracy
theory. The only one I don't want on
theory.
panel myself is Yam Ranch. That's the only one I don't want on panel.
Yeah, and at this point, I don't care who Michelle has up here. I mean, if I could leave. That's my choice. She's giving you guys the option to come up. She's just trying something different. But, to sit there and spread rumors or your little conspiracy theories in the chat is just stupid. You guys have been telling her for years, try something different, do something different. It's your show. But then when she does it, everyone comes at her.
Right. And right now we're at 1,121 subs. We need to get those up. And we need to get the subs up also on Twitter, the Twitch page too.
She's trying to get some old viewers back, guys. She wants more people here. And I'm not pointing the fingers at them, but like when the soundboards come on, some people get really offended by that.
Right.
And
Right.
So she just wants to see if people will start coming back if she has a little bit more control. It has nothing to do with her not liking anybody. It has nothing to do with segregation or anything like that. She just knows, like me and Andrew, we don't have soundboards. I'm just here to chat. I don't want no problems. I don't want no fighting. I don't care who she talks to.
Who is Jersey Mike?
I don't know.
I don't know who Jersey Mike is.
I don't care who comes up, and that's Michelle's call.
Yeah. I mean, I know there were people that loved being on the show, and we had good times with a lot of people. I'm trying to find a balance because, I mean, we have such a diverse audience that some like some people, some like some things, others like other things.
Yeah, I mean, half our audience, maybe the people here now, they like the soundboards, they like Yam Ranch and everything. So, but Michelle doesn't like Yam Ranch because the guy won't work with her. But I mean, she's trying, guys. She's trying, and I've stepped back. I told her, you do what you want. You make the decision. Try it. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work.
Well, why would I need to ask Chris Murphy to bring him to Winstead? I don't know exactly.
I think Jersey Mike's is a sandwich shop.
It's a sandwich shop.
That's where Stan goes and gets his the one sub I believe he liked.
Well, I mean, there's plenty of storefronts for rent in Winstead. If somebody wants to bring it in here, we have room for D'Angelo's, we have room for Subway, we have a room for, a few other sandwich shops. So Winstead doesn't have the population that would necessarily support it. Torrington maybe. But the thing is like I said, for me as a content creator, I'm always having to try to find what is going to be what is people want. Try to find a compromise. I don't want people to feel that this channel is for all shit and giggles. We try to be sincere. We try to cover serious stuff. We try to cover some fun stuff too. And
yeah, and then on days like and this, I suggest to you, Michelle, like I said, on days like you really don't have nothing to talk about, or it's just up in the air, open the public panel. You probably get some shenanigans or tomfoolery or whatever.
Right. That's one reason the night shows. The night shows. I did a poll last week for Saturday, and people wanted to see World of Warcraft. It was a pretty tight score in the end. It was like 53 to 46, but it was in favor of World of Warcraft. So that's what we played.
I think you should do more polls. See what your audience likes. And I get it. A lot of your audience likes the quote unquote fuckery. I get it. And if there's a night that you're just like, whatever, let's do it, then do it. Because then those people who like it are, you're going to
but also we do know that statistically speaking that the morning shows, as they have been popular. The morning shows have been doing well because we see the views of after even a day's replay, about 70 to 90 views, and then by 2 days it's like 110. So people are watching the morning shows, when they're not live, but they are watching the morning shows. The game streams most of the time don't even get that kind of view count. They're lucky enough if you get 30 views after the stream is published as a video. No, I don't think it's the same. I'll let Leo compare and contrast this with Monica.
Yeah, the only difference I think with Monica is Monica would say, and I don't even know exactly what she said to Michelle, but like Michelle wouldn't let anybody up. Like don't have this person up, don't have that person up. And I think it's just a trial thing right now, Gianni, where she's trying to, like I said, get some of the older viewers back.
Well, don't forget, Monica was rightfully concerned about the strikes that we have gotten, and she was afraid that the channel would have been erased if things were allowed to continue with the craziness that they were having. That was a completely different time, guys. And Rhonda Church was trying to deal with the same thing, as well as deal with her own personal issues too. That was not. It's not as crazy as it used to be with either Rhonda Church or Monica.
Did Rhonda Church do the same thing as like Monica did?
Yeah, she did. But we would talk about it in private.
So maybe, guys, it's not Rhonda Church or Monica. These were Michelle's decisions, and Monica and Rhonda Church.
Right, Rhonda Church and Monica. We would talk about this stuff off the show in private about where we feel the show is going, and they were just clearly alarmed with some of the stuff that was going on, particularly the days around the church. They really ripped her a new one constantly. But the truth is, Rhonda Church also had to deal with her issues with her husband when he had his back surgery, and so she would have time be home from work for a while watching her husband, and had nothing to do when he was in the hospital. So she would be like, okay, let's come on the show, talk, hang out, and we did. And then she saw back in 2017-18 just how horrible the people were, and she just got offended 100%. So we talked about it off camera in private, and she was like, they're making fun of you. They're laughing at you behind your back. They're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. Well, I absolutely agree with her on that. It was just...
In their defense, Michelle, like I told you this before, that everyone has a different sense of humor. And yeah, sometimes the teasing can go a little bit too far, and like I do agree that sometimes they should back off. But I mean,
she said the worst thing is when I see you actually break down in tears on the show because you feel like you're really getting emotionally stressed out. She said, I really hated seeing that.
Yeah, well, yeah, but then Michelle, that should have been your call then, maybe to, if people weren't respecting you enough, then, that at that time you should have just took a break,
Yeah.
Just do your own.
And that was before I was even monetized. A lot of it was fighting really hard because I was monetized prior to the ad apocalypse 2015, 2016, and then they took away the monetization because I had less than only 300 subs. And then, the article that was on Kiwi Farms, and it's still there, is very offensive. And I can't find out who will erase it. Who has the authority to erase the article? It should not even be there anymore. They should just erase it. That's my opinion. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think everybody knows I never really dabbled into Kiwi Farms or anything. I think a lot of people know that's just kind of like a tabloid type thing.
Yeah, so, but some of the stuff that was said, I could probably pull the article up. It just talks about claiming that I wouldn't even
think about it, Michelle.
That pointing out that I'm just basically an e-bagger using, disability mentality, claiming I can't work easily, blah, 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 blah. Well, first of all, that was before I had my knee and hip injury. You're talking about now a person that, is physically worse off than she was even then. And yet, look what I do now. I am doing my best with very limited mobility to do things. And I'm still, and my eyesight certainly isn't any better in my right eye. So I'm still doing things. That's the thing that the Kiwi Farms never did do a follow-up on that. If they did, I wonder what they would finally say is, well, we made a mistake. However, here's what's going on now with Michelle. Well, where is she now? She's got a hip injury. She's got a knee injury. She's got a cataract in her right eye. And yet she's doing a show 6 days in the morning. And then she does a night show every so often on Twitch. She's...
Yeah. But Michelle, you got to get over the fact that not everyone's going to like you. I mean, you experienced that in your real life. Not everyone's going to like you.
Yeah.
You do. The reason why you have this channel is you like to socialize with people. you like to make a little bit of money off of it. So what you like is what's important. You can't control what other people say or do to you.
Well, what's Gianni
And
talking
most
about
people
here? He
don't
says
care.
it's not nice that you called out Tiger Kitty, but won't say who called you to keep her off the show because I don't know who they were. They didn't tell me directly. So I don't know who they were. I mean, Leo was the one who said it to me. I don't know who they were.
Yeah, there was one or two people that said something to me that I said, hey, come back over to Michelle's. And I don't even know if it's that they don't like her. I think it's just that they don't want to fight or something. You know, they weren't really clear on it. Because, you know, I've been going into different chats and it's like, hey, come over to Michelle's, you know, she misses you. And they're like, blah, blah, blah. This, you know, soundboards was a big thing.
Right, and Vlogger Puppets left. Vlogger Puppets left because
and I think
of the
Tiger
soundboards.
Kitty knows who one of them is.
Probably.
You know, the person has really not a reason to not like her, but, you know, Michelle wants that person back over here.
Well, Vlogger Puppet said he didn't like the soundboards. He didn't like what Paul did, but trying to make samples of his voice and all that. So, yeah, well, right now I want to get Vlogger Puppets back on here, too. He was good for communications. He was good for the West Coast perspective.
Right, he was a bit boring, I thought. But, I mean, if you like him, you know, that's all that matters.
He could be a little boring, but then so can I. So, you know. I don't know.
Like I said, you just try it. You know, if you see, that's why I told you. I said you have to pay attention to your chat more, because if you see fights or something going on, that's your responsibility as the streamer to take control of that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you know what people used to do, which used to really make me so miserable back then. And some people still do it. They'll still do an unsub strike. And they will just, this is more common back than in the past. Oh, we don't like what Michelle's talking about, unsub. You can have, let's say...
Oh, speaking of that, let's clear something up, because you told people that I told people to unsub from you. I said, no, I was unsubbing. So I never told anybody to unsub from Michelle, ever. I'd never do that to her.
I know you didn't.
I'd never do that. The reason I unsub was, you know, I was sick. I was going through some stuff, and
right, we all did.
You know, it kind of hurt that I couldn't come over. I didn't want to come over here at that time, you know. So I unsubbed. You know, I didn't want to see her go live because it was hurting. You know, I was like, oh, Michelle's live. I can't go over there.
There's a series of people I really would miss coming on the show, and I would love if you guys could reach out to them. And you guys probably know them on other channels. For those who know Scottish Stacy, I'd like her to come back.
I've not seen her around anywhere. Well, I don't go to too many places, but I haven't seen her in a long time. I don't think she's really on YouTube anymore, Michelle.
Also, JoJo, I'd like to see her come on again. She was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I know she
JoJo,
had her own...
I talked to her the other day. Like I said, she's, you know, she said she was going to stop by. She was told that nobody wanted her here, and
that's
so
kind of sad because I did like her
true.
here. I liked her being on the chat. I liked her being on the panel. Yeah. And the other one is Bubba and Vlogger Puppets. I would like to see them come back here too.
Yeah, I haven't reached out to Bubba, but I know why he left, and it might be hard to get him back. It might be, but who knows? Maybe I'll pop in one day.
Craig is officially still here, but he's been working and watches the show after he gets a few hours of sleep in. So, and, you know, really, you know, this is a social thing for a lot of people. It's kind of like a coffee time. We talk, you know, we cover things, some nice things. Sometimes things get silly. But I sometimes think that you got to remember comparing the shows. Look back at the shows from 2016, for example, and you'll see why a lot of the stuff deteriorated to the point it has deteriorated to at one point.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you know, honestly, Michelle, I think a little bit of diversity, you know, like I said, if you do a public panel on like Paul or in Skynet and whoever else joins, and they do like their comedy skits and stuff like that and bring the funny, have that one day, and like other days have like a Monday like me and Andrew up here. It doesn't always have to be the same people either.
All right. Well, I'm trying to get some of the show older format back. But if you go back and look at the older shows, you'll see why we definitely had to change things. Because, well, some of the stuff would never meet YouTube's advertiser-friendly guidelines today. Just leave it at that. I mean, I'll let you be the judge. You can go back and watch the content from 2016. Actually, go back to 2000. The earliest live shows, Coffee with Lumi and Michelle, if you want to. My hearing was a little bit better at that time. You could hear me trying to deal with the phone calls and struggling because we didn't have this phone system like we do now. And
well, are you done doing phone calls now, or are you gonna take phone calls again?
We still take phone calls, but the thing is, it's kind of hard to keep them all integrated in to the show. But we can take phone calls as well.
Okay.
That's not nice, Michelle. What's that? So you thought it was okay to say in front of when people don't like that? I never said that. See, there we go. That's where, again, that's sometimes what would happen is that they would put words in my mouth I never said. And then they would make soundboards of me saying something I never said, basically taking pieces of what I've said, glue them together, and then make it sound like I said something I didn't say. I like Tiger Kitty a lot. I like talking to Tiger Kitty. I enjoy having her.
I don't know, and she talks to you offline, too. She's become a friend.
She talks to me offline. She just like you do, and other people do. She's a supporter, just like Leo is. She's been there from when she first came on the show, and supports me and helps me out. The same thing with Gianni. Same thing with Stan. Same thing with many others. So I personally don't have anything against Tiger Kitty. I don't know why some people said they do, but that's not me.
No, and it's your show. That's why I said, if you want somebody up here, let them come up or bring them up or whatever.
Right, and I
it's
did,
your
and I
show.
did, and I did get
and
Tiger.
People should be adult enough to, either not fight or just not come around.
Right, and
but
I did give
a lot of these people are from the drama community and they like to fight, Michelle.
Right, and then of course, don't forget, I gave Tiger Kitty a direct link to the panel today. And so she had the ability to come on the show. Noodles was on it with her, or he was on the same link, but unfortunately, she didn't come up today.
Yeah.
She wants to know, can Paul come up on the panel?
I don't care if you want him up on the panel.
I don't personally have a problem with Paul being on the panel, Skynet being on the panel. There's, that's one of the reasons why this is getting so complicated and trying to memorize all these stream keys for all these different people. It's getting crazy for me. It's just a lot of headaches, having to keep everybody had their own exclusive stream key. I wish I could just keep it simple like it used to be.
Yeah, Michelle, and you can. I don't need a private stream key. I don't. Like if you want to get, like I said, I'm adult enough to like, hey, if I'm not feeling it today, I don't want to deal with shit, then I won't come up.
Yeah, I know it changes every day, and that's the reason why. We need to find a way to keep some consistency. I want to get back to something that doesn't always have to keep, me constantly changing the keys every day. But I like, for example, the public panel, we still have the EJT public panel. We still have that one. But it was because of something that doesn't involve anyone here that we ended up having to do that. And it got really messy for me. But the Yam Ranch situation was the real reason I stopped doing the public panels, because he'd come in, he would hog it.
Yeah.
Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
And that's the main thing about that is
That's where it started getting really.
I just want to clarify. I never had a problem with Yam Ranch except for the fact that we asked him. People have asked him, "Hey, back off of Michelle, give her a break," and he wouldn't do it. Other than that, I thought the guy was funny. I had no issues with him.
But when it came,
and then he kind of started coming at me. That's when I started not liking him because I was like, dude, I have fought with Michelle to let him on. Just appease him because he is funny. And then the guy started accusing me of, telling Michelle to keep him off. And that was never the case. I never said that. I just stepped back and said, I'm not defending the guy anymore. I'm not telling Michelle what to do.
And when he starts saying something that I don't like, and I say, get out, and I kick him off, and then the next thing it's ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding, and all of a sudden the captions are being cut up, and I'm getting like only a piece of what I'm understanding what people are saying, and I can't hear what they're saying because the voices are getting cut off too because of the constant ding dong. It's really, really rude to do that. You've been told to go away. Maybe you might want to do ding dong, maybe say about every 5 minutes. Maybe we'll let you back on. But when you deliberately keep going ding dong, 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 and you can't even say, you don't stop. Even if I wanted to say accept, he hung up before I hit accept. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I can't have a show.
Gianni, there was only a couple people that had mentioned Tiger Kitty. And, I don't really have a problem with her. She seems to be, she's respectful and everything.
Yeah, she's a decent person. She's nothing wrong with Tiger Kitty.
I don't have, and I honestly, I really don't have a problem with anybody. I come here to chat. I don't want issues with people. Like I said, if there's certain people I don't want to talk to, I just won't talk to them.
Right.
But this is Michelle's show. She's the one who makes these decisions. And, it sucks that, I know I'm going to get blamed, like people call me Monica and stuff, but I haven't once told her to kick anybody. I said, I wouldn't show up, because like I said, I can control myself, but, it's not that big of a deal to me.
Yeah, so anyway, Skynet said that tomorrow he will be willing to play WoW, so we'll have WoW tomorrow night. We'll have to figure out what to do for tonight. I don't know what to do if we're going to do anything tonight.
Hey, gamer.
So,
yeah.
So he said tomorrow he'll probably be playing WoW. So
well, that's good. I'm glad they are playing.
So maybe I'll get some. Really maybe I'll do some WoW on my own on the side or something. But the thing is, you see now reason why Yam Branch kind of got basically soured milk for himself. If he had, maybe not been so arrogant with the ding dongs, maybe he could have been on a regular basis. Maybe worked on toning down a few of the soundboards, because it gets really confusing. Because when you're reading if you're not looking at the screen and you don't know who's talking, you're seeing someone say, my black semen was so much it drenched the sidewalks. And I'm like, what the hell? Where did that come up with black semen? And I didn't. It was like, I don't even remember even coming up with that one. But rather, that's based on pieces of sample videos that the person put together. So if you don't see my lips moving, you would realize Michelle didn't say that. But
Michelle, that's kind of part of your show, though, to be honest. That's,
yeah.
I know it gets to be too much for you and it gets confusing and stuff. But, when things like that are said, like off the cuff, most people know that that's not you at that moment saying it. So, that's why I said, I guess it all depends on your mood that day. If you're willing to put up with some more stuff than usual, if you just want to have a nice chat. Yeah, I think that's how you really got to run your show. If you're not feeling it, then don't do it, Right.
Well, the morning shows is, like I said, it has a particular genre, which is different than the night shows, where we already knew the night shows were going to be a bit different than the morning shows. For most people in the U.S., it's after hours. Either they've had their first cocktail of the day or whatever, and they're kind of loose. Yeah, they're going to get a little more fun. But then the problem is we still have to keep within certain guidelines, which is why we moved the night shows to Twitch, because Twitch seems to be a little more accepting of that.
lenient. Yeah.
But the sad
I don't know,
truth,
Michelle. I think you worry a little bit too much on certain things because, like I said, I've seen you. I mean, we'll use Noodles as an example. I've seen him do some really raunchy shit. I mean, he showed his shit on his stream yesterday. His actual shit, and I don't think his stream got taken down.
no, thank
So
you.
I mean, I think you're just a little paranoid on that. I mean, yeah, YouTube has this problems where they censor, but I don't think it's as bad as you think.
Yeah. But the only thing is wrong with Twitch that I don't like, maybe after you become an affiliate, maybe this changes where you can have your streams for more in existence for more than 2 weeks. Because the sad truth is Twitch doesn't have any evergreen content. You can't save months or years of Twitch streams on Twitch. And that really is what really kind of sours the milk in some cases. We've had some really good shows that I would like to save, but because they don't meet YouTube's requirements, there's music, there's copyright music. Only thing I can do is move them to my Patreon page, and so we move.
Do they have an option though, Michelle, to save your streams in an internal?
Yeah, if you want to buy into a plan.
Oh, you got to buy into something. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so that's probably where.
I don't know if affiliates get that option, but yeah, if you want to buy into a plan, a monthly sub.
Show was fun.
So
see,
I mean,
people like Hobo in the chat, where he's saying hey, I wish you still had the adult show. You can do one night of that. You can do it once a month if it gets really good. Once a week.
Yeah.
There's so many different things you could do because you have so much diversity on your channel. You've got comedians, you've got serious people, you've got techies, you've got lurkers.
But unfortunately, like I said, since Twitch doesn't let you save the streams more than 2 weeks, a lot of them get lost. But the ones that are mirrored on YouTube are still there. Obviously, the YouTube ones are still there on YouTube. The ones that are mirrored between Twitch and YouTube are still on YouTube. But the ones that are only on Twitch are only going to be on Twitch, and that means that unless it's something that I feel I can safely bring over, that's just an additional step for me to do. However, the biggest problem I have is that I do like the idea of having the things on all three networks at once: DLive, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. But all the ones have their own separate guidelines and rules. Like everybody starts showing up on YouTube, they don't come to Twitch. The followers don't follow me on Twitch. Then the Twitch streams basically suffer. And only stoners on Twitch. And maybe a few others now. But otherwise, no one's really, we're just starting to see followers come on. And we're 4 short. I'll say 5 short, because I know it fluctuates a little bit. Before we can get affiliate. But now because we were doing all the shows on YouTube and Twitch and on DLive and the other network, Twitter, they're spreading my audience too thin, so now we don't have the average of 3 viewers per show. So now we got to get the viewers up per show, and that makes it hard.
Yeah, well, that's what happens if you start splitting. If YouTube's not working for you, then maybe you should just go to Twitch, completely, and then you build up an audience there. You have to kind of think about the good and the bad and things if YouTube it's a censoring thing with you. If you want to follow their rules, you're okay with that, then just stay on YouTube.
Let's take a look at the live numbers right now. Let's see how many people are actually lively watching me right now. I mean, how many viewers sub to me right now on YouTube? 1,121. So the point is we already know we got to get viewers back. Okay? We already know that. Okay? We got to get viewers back. We got to get subs back up. We got to get people
you gotta pay attention to what that's why I said, Michelle, you have to do some legwork too. I mean, these people that you want to come back, you should find the streams that they're in and, go have a conversation with them.
Well, I'd love to, but unfortunately, I can't even get a full list of all their all 1,001.
Well,
All
okay, Michelle,
that's
the
that's
list
something I
that you
tried to do.
sent me,
Also, is I tried to get a full list of all 1,121 subs, and I only can
okay,
get.
the list you sent me, Michelle, I have never seen or heard of most of those people on that list. Never.
Right.
Those are empty accounts. I'm not sure who they are. I've never seen them before.
Right, I don't know who they are either. A lot of them have
you need to start grabbing.
A lot of them are
people.
just people that don't have any subs on their pages.
Yeah.
Those are the
You need to
ones
start
who
grabbing some
actually
new
published
people.
their information. The ones that didn't publish their information, we don't know who they are. And so it's really hard to be sure what's the real story with a lot of them, because a lot of them are they just sign up to YouTube so they can subscribe, but then they never did anything with the YouTube channels.
Yeah. Who knows? But that's what I'm saying. You'll get more viewers in if you start interacting with people. Like when you go into different streams and you start having conversations, and then they
John,
sub
do
to
you
your
realize that
channel.
most of the people that are blocked are the Russian spammers? The Russian spammers? How many of them are going to come back? See, now that's the problem. If I unblock everybody...
You should... Okay, but John Heyman has a good point. You should review your block list at least once a week, just in case that... Because you have a lot of mods.
Yeah.
And sometimes maybe somebody could accidentally hide somebody, or maybe there was a tiff or something. I would review it just to see who's on there, and I don't know how big your block list is. It should be just Russian spammers. I haven't blocked anybody.
Well, you know what? Let me check that real quick right now. Let's take a quick look at this on screen. I'm not afraid to show it. I mean, let's see if we can go through this list together. Maybe we should just unblock the Russian spammers too, because they're people. I mean, sure, they came in, they spammed.
Well, yeah, and if they come back, we can always get rid of them again. Chances are those accounts are dead anyway, but all right. You do that, Michelle. I have to go to the bathroom.
All right, so let me go to the community section. That's upload settings. Where is it? Settings. Okay, settings. Community tab. All right, I'm not afraid to show this. There's nothing confidential on here. All right, here's the hidden users right on the screen. So let me pull this up so you guys can see this. This is scene 2. Okay, so turn off the window. Keep the YouTube chat. Okay, switch this over here. Let's go to Google Chrome YouTube Studio. All right. Okay. All right. So let's go take a look at these numbers together. Hopefully this won't be too hard to read. All right. So these are the list of people on the blacklist. Now I don't know who's real, who's not. So let's go through the top one. Negan, Gahelby, Dirty Chris, Brian Slicky Scratch Ticket 2, Demetra, Roger, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, Fat Rat, Langy Valdez, Rube, Ruxub, I don't know who that is, I can't pronounce that name, Carol Job, D. Dosino, Royce Cabrera. There's a Russian one right there. I can't read Cyrillic, so I can't pronounce that. Sadif. There's the fake MicheleMarieDalene. It's been there since the age of times. Gabrielle Abramson. Gag Wilson, Yam Ranch Records. Well, he's staying blocked. Rumwucky, something. Audrey Larkins, SSW's Bodyguard. Mark Hudson Nil, The Predator Alert. Another Russian one. I don't know who that is. I can't even pronounce their name. Show Fatwu something. Another Cyrillic name. Alexa Keat. Another Russian name. Sahar. Okay, so far I'm not seeing anybody I recognize except Yam Ranch again. Daniel Edwards. FMK can't drive or provide. So on and so forth. I can unblock every single person. I'm not afraid to do it. Let's do it. Bye.
Yeah, unblock everybody.
I am.
Unblock them, and I mean, I don't know. Like I said, if they come back in, we can always just reblock them. But you always should check that, Michelle. I mean, you have, what, 30 mods?
Well, right now, I don't see a lot of fake Michelles in here. Well, not really. Not as many as there used to be. Some of these people might be real, but they were hijacked by bots. So I don't know what to make of heads or tails about who's who. But because I don't know who they are, they may have been a one-time visitor. Because they're bots, so they may never even show up again. And if there are valid people, I like this one I do know is kind of legit. I'm trying to... Okay. I don't know what the FMK means. I don't know why CPU is blocked. This one. Blam, this one. I do know about this one, but I don't know why he was blocked. So there we go. Not everybody, all the Yuck Ranch accounts will remain blocked for now.
Alright, Yuck Ranch.
That's just because it's the nature of Yam Ranch. I don't want them on here. Okay, so the point is, they're unblocked. Okay, so now, some of them are legitimate people. Stop trying to get out of... That's what he kept saying, but who the hell grows subs? That's what I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to grow multiple... That's one of the reasons why we're trying to work with the Twitch. Just once we can get an affiliate account going, once we get to 50 plus. Now, here's the question. I don't know about this, how this works in Twitch. What happens if you go below 50? Do you stop being an affiliate again? See, I don't know how that works. So,
well, look into it, Michelle. But Michelle, if you you believe in manifesting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and what is the first rule of thumb when you manifest? You don't focus on the negative stuff.
Right.
You focus on, okay, you're gonna reach the 50, and in order to do that, you got to start putting out, more shows, more videos. I'm not sure how Twitch works, if it's always a live thing there, but I mean, you got to take on some of the responsibility, and look what your viewers are saying to you.
Right.
They want, what they want. You have your regulars here.
But don't forget that also as a viewer, you have responsibilities too. The fact of the matter is that you're in a public forum, and what you say about your set reflects onto you. So keep that in mind also. So if you act like a really nice person and you try to be respectful, people are going to remember that. But if you come in here like a wrecking ball, people are going to remember that too.
Well, right. Well, but that's up to the streamer. Some streamers don't care.
Yeah.
Like, again, I'll use Noodles, for example. He'll let any troll come in, and sometimes he lets it fly. Sometimes he plays around with them and blocks them. You just got to stop worrying so much about what people say about you.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the Yam Ranch thing. I get it. You know, he can be a bit too much. But like I've always said, you know, he always added that little extra element to your show. You know, that's part of the reason why a lot of people came and watched. Because unfortunately, a lot of the people that sub to you, Michelle, are drama community. They like that.
Right. Well, I got plenty
mean,
of real world drama to talk about. I mean, there are things I just don't want to talk about because it's not always funny. You know?
And that's your choice. If it's something that bad that bothers you, then yeah, absolutely. You know, I get it 100%. I support anybody for that. And if that makes me a bad person, then I don't care. You know, if something bothers Michelle, like Yam Ranch has been doing, and she doesn't want, I'll support her on it. It's her show. It's her show.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how many times people have tried to talk to the
Let's
guy.
be honest, probably the only way I probably would let Yam Ranch on a panel again, okay, is number one, if I kick you off a panel, don't go crazy with the ding dong, okay? Maybe if you ding dong 5-10 minutes later, maybe I'll put you back on. But if I don't ding dong repeatedly.
Yeah, because you're human. You know, everybody can take so much. You know, until it's like, okay, I've had enough. Yeah, I get it. You know, I would hope that most people with the same mind would understand that too. But you know, some people just don't care. You know, they don't care.
Now, by the way, if anybody knows how to reach Scott or Stacy, or Chris JoJo, Bubba Warbooks, yeah, you can run the church if anybody knows how. I've seen her on Facebook. Because what happened?
I've never seen her around a church.
Because what happened on YouTube, she left YouTube. She doesn't come on YouTube anymore because they really did a smear campaign on her.
Well, and the way YouTube has gotten, it's gotten really, really toxic. So, I mean, unless you come in knowing that, you know, like, okay, so the doxing by Yam Ranch, yeah, that pissed me off because it was like, I've never done anything to the guy. Nothing. And then they doxed me out. Whatever, right. I've been doxed. It's childish. It's stupid.
They did the same thing to Ron the church. They did the same thing to Monica. Whatever. So it's not just you. Monica. They've done the same thing to Ron the church. They did it to Monica. They did it to a lot of other people. And
but you know, I've been doxxed, so it doesn't really bother me too. It just was upsetting because I've never talked bad about the guy. Have I, Michelle? Have I ever said, Michelle, kick this guy from the show? Never. I said, if you kick him, you're going to lose viewers.
Right. And then, of course, like I said, there was the unsub trolls, which used to drive me nuts. And they probably still exist. They're probably still there after Yam Ranch kind of got the ban hammer from me. They left. All 18 of them. All 18 of them left. At least. And
I honestly think, Michelle, you need... This all falls on you. You have to control things a little bit better. Like I said, do not listen to anybody about kicking anybody off, or if you enjoy this person, then that the other people who don't enjoy them, you know,
right,
then, you know, they can make the decision to come or go. You know, if you don't want the soundboards and people don't respect you, then you have to make that decision, you know, to get rid of those people. You know, don't listen to anybody, because you know when your shows are, you know, doing well. You know what to look for.
Yeah. Well, one thing is, of course, if people like my show, you know, I'm sure that they have friends. They probably have referred their friends to my show. I'm sure a few of their friends did come in. Maybe we can get some of those people to come back and visit a second time. We've had some good new visitors. We've seen some new people come in. They were treated nice. But for example, you know, a lot of them, of course, are going back to work now. For example, we had Crystal Lynn on a couple days ago. We had Megan Fox on, which some people liked, some people didn't like. I kind of like her. She's kind of fun.
Well, I never had an issue with Megan Fox until she started bashing me, so I just choose not to deal with her.
Right. I don't know why she was
But
bashing.
again, like, if you like her, have her on your show.
Yeah, I do like to try to be open to different viewpoints, but bashing people kind of sucks. I don't like that. You know, let's be honest, we're all uniquely different. There's no two people the same. And some people like one thing person, some may not like that person. You know.
Right. And again, this is your show, Michelle. If you like somebody, have them on.
Right. I like
If
Megan too.
don't
She's
have
funny.
Yeah.
You know.
Who?
Yam Ranch can be fun too, but sometimes, like I said, back to Yam Ranch real quick, is a couple times he has been more, you know, pushed my buttons more than I would like, you know, and that's the reality. Stan says, speaking of respectful, how about respecting my $5 super chat and doing a tarot reading? I asked for.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Stan. You were supposed to do a tarot reading for him.
He wants to know where to bury the body. Well, honestly, guys, I think it's going to be a little hard to do in a 3-card spread. Let's see what we can do. Way longer than normal. All right, let me get this. Let me switch over to the other camera so we can see the cards here. Where is it? Webcam. Okay, fine. So let's get the cards up. Let's see what we can do something since this is a 3-card spread. I don't know how complicated this is going to be. So let's get started here. Mother God, Father God, Angel Spirit Guides. Mother God, Father God is also known as Mother Asa and Father Yahweh. Where to bury the damaged statue in the state forest in Connecticut. I don't know how I'm going to read these cards because it may not.
I don't know either.
There's going to be way too many state parks in the state of Connecticut to go through. So I'll try.
I think Stan mentioned two. Some devil one and then that other one. He
right, Satan's Kingdom and Burr Pond. Well, I would think.
Ryan.
Honestly, Burr Pond is closer. So if distance was a factor, I would think that Burr Pond would be better. Alright, so unfortunately there's no card for yes or no. So we're going to have to just try to see what we can do here. The first card we got is the Fool. The Fool usually means you're going to be doing some traveling. Then you got the 9 of Wands. And the last one, you got the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so the Fool card means that somebody's going to be doing some traveling, which probably would put her right in the Satan's Kingdom, only because of the traveling aspect of it. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing, but let's verify the full reading card. Just to make sure I got that right. We'll go through the other cards as we go here. The Fool as number 0 is poised for adventure, spontaneity, passion, initiative. Okay. So, spontaneity, but then you got the 9 of Wands, which is kind of interesting. Try to pull up location-based cards. Perseverance, defense, recovery, resources. And then we got the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is gain affluence, domestic harmony. Maybe they're saying the farther away the better. Maybe that's what they're trying to say in their own way. Because of this card here. Oh, I don't even have the screen, so switch this over. So let me pull. I keep forgetting to change the screen over to this card. So let me pull these up here. Alright, you got this card here, the Full card. Okay, the Full card implies that you're going to be doing some traveling of some sort. Okay? There you go.
Oh, Craig Senior's in the
we
chat.
have the 9 of Wands.
Hi, Craig Sr.
Okay. And the last one is domestic harmony. So it's almost like it's saying is the farther away you put it, the more likely you're going to see this. Domestic harmony. So of the two, still Satan's Kingdom is farther than Burr Pond. So now while we're pulling up tarot card readings, Mother Us, now Father Yahweh, what's the story from me for April 2022? What's the story from Michelle in 2022? How is April 22 going to be for Michelle? Okay, it sounds so stupid the way I say it in third person, but the reason is that I don't want to make it sound like I got an ego problem. And second of all, I want to keep it third party because it helps to let the energies know that I could be applying to any Michelle, not just me. It could be applying to any Michelle. So maybe your name is Michelle. Maybe you're asking the same question. Maybe something good on my cards will be good on your cards. Okay, so let's see what we got here now. 3-card spread, no reversals. We got the 9 of Swords. We got the King of Wands. And we got the 2 of Cups. Okay, so we'll start with the 9 of Swords. As I said, the swords, usually every time the swords come up, they usually, to me, don't always mean anything good. But that doesn't always mean that's true. But
Stan's this interpretation, Michelle, is the Fool means travel to Satan's kingdom, bring shovel. 9 of Wands is once burial is done, spirits leave the apartment. 10 of Pentacles.
Right.
That's Stan's interpretation.
Right. Also, so let's start with the 9 of Swords. Attentive and ready to rush in. Skill, bravery, capacity, strength. Okay, so that's what we're starting for April 2022. Now, we go to the King of Wands, which is a fire sign. King of Wands says, embodies growth and new beginnings, authority, enthusiasm, leadership, passion. Last but never the least is the 2 of Cups. And the 2 of Cups is a water sign card, and it usually has to do with emotions. Friendship, balance, partnership, sharing, understanding. So yeah, I think that what it's saying is that the things that there's going to be some return to some balance, as long as you're willing to make an effort to encourage that activity, if that makes any sense. So yeah, just it's not going to be a bad thing. I'm going to try for an experiment here. I'm going to put these cards in different spots in the deck and see what happens here, because I keep wondering if sometimes I get 2 or 3 cards in the same suit coming up. Alright, so now let's see more specifically, Mother, Asna, Father, Yahweh, Angels, or do you want to do this one? I'll do it. Okay, Mother, Asna, Father, Yahweh, Angel, Spirit Guides, what is Michelle's economic prospects for April 2022? What is Michelle's economic prospects for April 22? This includes YouTube, this includes Twitch, this includes Patreon, this includes the online stores. What happens with Michelle's economic prospects for 2022? Alright, let's get started. Here we have the first card is the 5 of the 7 of Swords, the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands. Okay. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Last but not the least, we have the 4 of Wands and the celebration card. Okay, so, which means, Michelle, in short, as we go through the book, right quick here, we'll start with the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands, so for those of you who wonder where we use the book a lot, because it's sometimes we use this almost like a kind of like reading a thesaurus. That is, it helps us to get some ideas because it's full of words. Seven of Wands is courage, advantage, higher ground. So in other words, you take the higher ground, you take responsibility for your actions. Then you're going to get the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles, for those of you who don't know, Pentacles has to do with earthly needs, wealth, is harvest, profit, rewards, accomplishments. You're going to accomplish something. Woo! And I made sure it's a 7 and not an 8. Alright, so 7 of Pentacles. So things will change for the better. Now, of course, you're going to be having a celebration. Now, it's like Cool in the Gang saying, celebration, right? Yeah. A celebration is the 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands officially says is celebration, harmony, fulfillment, felicity. In other words, April looks good for you. Then you're going to see positive growth. But that includes YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and store. It doesn't focus on anything in particular. Oh, by the way, some people say, you should look at the bottom of the deck. Oh, there we go. If you look at the bottom of the deck, you get the Queen of Pentacles. So I don't think you're going to do too bad. I think you're going to do fine. I think you're going to see growth. But if you want to look at Twitch specifically, I'm taking Michelle's suggestion about just randomly shoving cards back in the deck to see if it really changes the ratings. Alright, so let's do the same thing. No wild cards, no wildness. Okay, we're going to figure out what's going to happen with the Twitch side of things.
Okay, Stan.
Mother God, Father God, Angels, Spirit Guides, what happens for Michelle's Twitch streaming.
All right, Michelle, why don't we do a tarot reading on something interesting? Like, are we going to see that EMP attack or something? Your Twitch and your YouTube's going to be just fine. I can tell you that right now. Your Twitch and your YouTube will be just fine as long as you,
attack. You mean from Russia or from the sun?
Because, well, whichever. Whichever. What do you want to ask?
Okay. How will the Earth fare in April of 2022 from a CME/man-made EMP low-level nuclear bomb explosion? 3-card spread. Yeah, keep it simple. 3-card spread. Okay. No wild cards, no reversal. So how does humanity fare for April in 2022 against a CME/EME/low-level, low-altitude nuclear warhead EMP? Do we survive? Do we die? Do we do okay? Okay, 3-card spread. Let's go. First card, we get the 3 of Wands. You're looking off at the distance. Yeah, you're looking off at the distance. You got the Knight of Pentacles. And you got the King of Cups. Now, so let's take a look at the 3 of Wands first. 3 of Wands, 3 of Wands. Hi-ho, Dario, 3 of Wands. Is fruition, accomplishment, enterprise, effort, partnership.
Red.
So maybe something works out where it may be headed off at the pass. But you got the Knight of Pentacles, however.
I wish they could make nukes of, like, weed. And then everybody could just chill out and have fun.
The Knight of Pentacles points the way to prosperity through hard work and focus, utility, responsible, traditional values. And lastly, we got the King of Cups. Kind of cute looking card, actually. Yeah, cute little blonde hair there. King of Cups. And he says, a well-respected man devoted to the arts and nature, humanitarian, and compassion. So, in other words, somebody is going to finally take initiative and try to bring peace to this whole situation. So I guess Mother God is talking here particularly about the situations where someone is going to finally sit down and talk to the people from man-made events, and that the sun itself isn't necessarily going to damage us.
Well, that's good.
So maybe something works out at a large port.
Yeah. They are saying, though, within a year, that's when we're going to start seeing a lot of famine. You know, that's when we're really going to start suffering. And
we're already seeing it now. Shortage of crops right now.
Yeah, I guess we get 1/3 of our wheat from Russia.
Yeah.
And that's been cut off. So they're saying it's going to take about a year, and then we're really going to be hurting. So people, please buy extra food now.
Well, here's the thing that people don't remember. It was actually the Egyptians that started the idea of warehousing. Because the way that the Nile River would flood the Egyptian Delta, Nile Delta.
The Egyptians were very advanced. That was always
so they were always figuring out
thing about them.
When was the Nile going to flood so they could have enough food in their storehouses to store for those times when the river doesn't flood. Nuke, hi. Tactical nuke incoming. I don't think so. Okay, everybody, this is Michelle, and I was going Friday afternoon. Okay. Yeah, Satan's Kingdom. Yeah, I mean, as long as the
That's a park?
It's a park.
You have a park by you called Satan's Kingdom?
Yes, we have a park called Satan's Kingdom in Canton. It's in Canton.
What the flippin'? Why would they name it Satan's Kingdom? What goes on there?
Well, I have to look at the Wikipedia article and see what it goes on there. You can look it up on Wikipedia, Satan's Kingdom, just because I guess some of the people originally were kind of wild and they thought they were like the children of Satan or something. It's kind of funny.
Hey, Metal Kitty, how are you?
How you doing, Metal Kitty?
Is your family okay? I know she was worried about her family in, I think it was Germany.
Yeah. It's been a long time since you've been on the show. Yeah, so Satan's Kingdom in Connecticut is an interesting history. Let me look up real quick for you. Okay, Wikipedia, Satan's Kingdom, Connecticut. Saint Kingdom.
Right, Stan? I kid you not. I was thinking about that the other day. That could I really, if my kid was hungry, I guess I'd kill my cat. If I was hungry, I think I'd starve.
Satan's Kingdom, Massachusetts. Okay, well, in this case, it's in Canton, not Massachusetts. So it's in Canton, not.
You said it was in Canton.
Yeah, there's actually a one that's in Connecticut too. There it is. Okay. Says Satan's Kingdom, state recreational areas, a public recreation occupying 1 acre, 0.404 hectares of land besides the Farmington River in the town of New Hartford, Connecticut. This area is located on the north side of the Route 44 bridge over the Farmington River. It is used as a port-in for canoeing, kayaking, and tubing excursions in the river. The gorge through which the Farmington River flows has been known as Satan's Kingdom since the 1870s, when the construction of the New Haven and Northampton Railroad along the river proved particularly difficult. The recreation area was added to the roll of Connecticut State Parks in 2012. So it goes back to the time of railroads when they were trying to.
Yeah, it's still kind of a weird name though, Satan's Kingdom. I could see a amusement park called that, but not like a regular park.
Well, that just talks about the park. What the history though? But let's see. What do we have here? This just talks about the park, but I'm not looking at the state recreation area. Let's see if I can find another sort besides the park. Okay, People ask, Satan's Kingdom, State Recreational Area. Directions to warning, Satan's Kingdom, State Recreational Area. Ski Sundown History, Farmington River Tubing. Yeah. Connect. Okay, so it doesn't explain exactly how it came up with that name. Satan's Kingdom. Or. Very interesting. I'll have to find out more if I can find out more about it on Wikipedia. But the park is what he asked me about.
Yeah.
So I think it would be interesting to see how all that's going to work. Given the fact that it's around the tubing route, the first question I wonder is, how can we keep it out of the hands of the tubers? Because I don't think we want to have them get this statue and then they get stuck with something that they don't want.
Michelle, if you bury it and you wash it completely out of your life, who cares who unburies it? Let them deal with it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that would be their own fault if they want to mess with it. Everything always happens for a reason, Michelle. Maybe that's their karma.
4:30 p.m. on Friday. Okay, let me see Friday. What do we have planned for Friday? Anything? You have anything planned for Friday?
When you get your hair done again.
Oh, that's right. No, Friday is bill day. Okay, that's a good question. Here, it's going to be next Thursday. Not this week, Thursday, the Thursday after that.
Well, you could take a little time out to go do that then.
Yeah, because I usually pay the bills in the morning anyway. But it does mean that we are going to be a little later in the afternoon. The night show will be a little bit later. It's not particularly far away, but it's... Yeah, I already got mine, so don't worry about it. I certainly don't support biting his time anyway. But yeah, so Friday should be no problem.
Who's that, Noodles? Kevin Sudbury.
Maybe Ed can come along too, because I don't think Ed's ever been to Satan Kingdom.
Oh my God. Who will have to carry him?
It'll be a good excuse for Ed to get out of the house. It is payday. You know, he could... You make sure to bring a shovel. Be sure to bring a shovel. Yeah, I don't have a problem for Friday. Let me look at my calendar. See if there's any...
Michelle, President Trump wants to know if he has your vote for 2024.
Yes, he does.
Yep, Trump, she's voting for you.
The only thing is, he's got to do is make sure to show up for the rally on the 2nd of April, because I want to watch it. That's on a Friday, I think. Because April 2nd is a Saturday. It's a Saturday. Yeah. All right, so... Right. So, April 2nd is a Saturday, which is not going to mess up the morning show. It's going to be right after the morning show. Friday, I do see a dot on my phone that says April Fool's Day. So let's just hope this doesn't become an April Fool's errand. Seriously. Yeah, anyway, I think Biden is a washed-up has-been. By the way, as far as who is Donald Trump going to have as a running mate, I don't know.
Oh, that would be interesting to find out, yeah.
I mean, it could be DeSantis. He likes DeSantis. So I think... Just checking here, Western Digital. Complete. Alright. Don't miss this. Sorry, not interested. Jimmy Bennett responded to your video on... This is a comment on another video I responded to. The video was called... Oh, come on.
Could he do that, Michelle? John Heyman said he hopes he picks one of his kids for running mate. Could he do that?
Theoretically,
I don't see why he couldn't. Yeah.
MicheleMarieDalene, and this is talking about the Oddity Archive episode number 86, Fisher Price PXL 2000. He says, MicheleMarieDalene, no, that would be easy to do. I mainly use it for the visuals, not particularly the audio. He's talking about this toy video camcorder made for kids by Fisher Price called the PXL 2000, which, for those of you who don't know, uses regular audio cassette to record video. But the video quality was not good. But it was still interesting to see how it worked. The Snow Queen has officially endorsed Donald Trump. I had endorsed him from the beginning. I would be interesting if he picks one of his kids, because I don't know if there's anything in the Constitution against nepotism. I don't know if there's anything in the Constitution that forbids that. I would be interested to see how that would work. In a way, Ivanka Trump worked with him. Ivanka Trump was his daughter, and she had a role in the White House, too.
Yeah.
So,
I always thought he was a little creepy with his daughter.
yeah.
Like he had some sexual tendencies towards her. I always thought that was weird.
Well, maybe he did.
Ew. It's not okay.
But as far as we know, he didn't do half the crap that Biden did with his daughter.
Or half the crap that Biden's son's doing.
You know.
Thanks to Santa, I'm thoroughly up to date on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was kind of weird, because the fact is that, why would Joe Biden be taking a shower with his daughter in the same shower?
Yeah, let's not talk about that. It's
Why, you having that much of a shortage of water, Mr. Biden?
No.
And you're so close
Whoa,
billionaire?
Michelle, let's not go there. It's just gross.
It is gross. But Ivanka had a lot for women, for the issues that were important to mothers, and she did stand for a lot of things. I don't know much about her husband, what Jared Kushner was doing, if anything, towards the Clinton administration. But I do know that, if Donald Trump Jr. ran with his dad, who would be running the Trump Foundation? I don't know who would be running the Trump Foundation. Because Donald Trump Jr. was running the Trump Foundation for his dad.
Yeah.
So who would take
So
care
why couldn't he keep? Well, maybe they would just hire somebody to run it.
Yeah, but you know what, though? I think the reason why they really won't do that is because they know damn well what's going to happen when they start having other people running the company. I've seen it happen a lot where, okay. So right now it looks like my estimated delivery of my mouse is supposed to be today, but it shows the last day it showed it was in there was on the 26th in Springfield, Massachusetts. So I don't know when my mouse is coming. But anyway, no. The thing, every time a company gives control to some third-party person to run the company, the third-party company doesn't have the same zeal and fortitude as the original people who started the company. The company starts to go downhill. That's why so many times the CEO, the one that started the company, remains the CEO. They don't want to have some third party come in there, because really only has interest in the sense that they're not as invested into it as they are. I've seen it happen many times. What do you think about Baron Trump being a true what do you mean, a time traveler? I don't know what you mean by a time traveler. Right now, Baron is what, like 16, 17 years old now? He was like 14. Wasn't he 14 when Trump was last president? Remember that time that Ivanka Trump farted in the school and made it global news. No, but, you know, it happens. I mean, in all reality, you know, your body is a chemical processing plant that takes food, breaks it down into its basic components, and guess what? It happens. Stan says Trump only gets in again if he has assistant guy like Canada Ted Cruz as VP. If he handles pull this plug on Trump, yes man Cruz will step right in. I don't know if he has anything necessarily against Cruz. I don't know much about Cruz to say anything good or bad about the guy, but he's certainly been on point, as Ray and Paul has been on too, about some of the stuff that happened in the last 2 years. So I think Trump did a pretty, you know, with best he could anyway, in the case of all the stuff that happened in 2020. I think Trump did a good job as best he could given the situation. So Barron Trump, how old is Barron Trump right now anyway? Was he like 16, 17? Good question. Let's see. Oh, Siri, where are you? There's that stupid Siri button on my computer. Oh, I don't see it hiding in my taskbar. Alright, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so let me ask Siri on my phone, since obviously I don't know where I put it, the button on my desktop here. All these little buttons on the bottom of my screen. Alright, so let me ask my phone. Okay. How old is Barron Trump?
Barron Trump is 16 years old.
Okay. When was Barron Trump born?
Barron Trump was born March 20th, 2006, and is 16 years old.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, so 16 years old right now. He's in Aries. Huh. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. So he's 16 years old. So Barron Trump has been around, growing up 12 years to 16 years in the White House. I wonder how that has affected his childhood. If it even affected his childhood at all. What do you think, Leo?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said Barron Trump has been in the White House for 4 years. Okay, about what? 10? 12 years old to what? 16? Or maybe a little bit younger than that, but not very much. How do you think that affected his childhood?
Oh, I don't know. Was he with his father at the time, or was he in boarding school?
He went to boarding school, but he also spent time also in the Trump Tower with his mom. And then Melania, when Trump was first going down to the White House by himself, Melania later joined him with Barron, because Melania had to take time to get Barron situated for Washington life. So she didn't join him right away when Trump became president. So for a short time, he was in the White House all by himself. So
yeah, I don't know, Michelle. Never living that type of life, I couldn't even possibly put out a opinion on it. So I don't know.
Oh, I mean, you'll never have that kind of life.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's different. All right, guys, it's running really late. And I'm gonna get ready to wrap it up. I'm gonna get some stuff done not only with American Truck Simulator, but also with off camera with the World of Warcraft as well. I gotta check my guild. I haven't checked my guild updates on my characters, so I gotta go check them. And I gotta use the bathroom and
Okay.
so
I gotta go anyway, Michelle. I got stuff to do. It was nice coming on, though. It was. I'm glad you got to, get some things off your chest, and I hope everybody can agree that, it's Michelle's show, and we can all get along whether we like each other or not.
And like I said, as far as the Yam Ranch business goes, if he wasn't such a crazy overzealous with the ding dong, I probably would have let him on after a while, but he just kept.
I know he pushes it. And I've tried talking to him. I'm sure other people have tried talking to him, but you know what? He was his own downfall, apparently.
Yeah.
I at this point don't give a flying crap.
All right, so let me go freshen up, and I want to give Tiger Kitty a call, and maybe give you a chat on the Discord too later on. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'll be home a little bit later today, so.
Okay.
But all right, bye everybody in chat. Bye Michelle. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye. And there we go. Just a little bit of everything today. And we covered a lot longer than we should be, but that's okay, because it's already 1:47. It's almost a 4-hour show. That's a long show. This is one of those long ones. I didn't expect to run that long, but it did. So anyway, I'm going to take care of some stuff this afternoon, and so everybody stay out of trouble. Tiger Kitty, I'll give you a call. And don't forget, Skynet, tomorrow we'll play World of Warcraft. Tonight, if we have a 7 o'clock tonight, I don't know what we're going to be playing. We'll have to figure something out. Maybe Paul will play with me and the other characters. Maybe we can get him to come join me on Wistful and play with Vanya or Bashir or Cadieris or one of the other characters. I have Priest there too. So they all need kind of love also on the West Coast, Westfall. So, but for now, I'll talk to you later. Okay, so you have a nice night.